Matt Berry, we will do our very best. Welcome to the Nissan pregame drive. A beautiful night downtown Dallas and just north here in Highland Park, Ford Stadium. SMU and Navy, an AAC clash for the 24th time overall. The Golden Knights parachuting the game ball in just moments ago. So great to have you with us alongside Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Andre Ware. I'm Roy Philpott. Contrasting styles tonight. Yeah. We expect some fireworks. We expect some points. But, I mean, look, Friday night's been fantastic so far this year.
Yeah, sit tight, put your seatbelt on, buckle up, because we got a treat for you. They get it done in two different ways, though. With Navy, it's on the ground, a methodical approach. And then with SMU, they're going to run as many plays as they possibly can. They get it done in a very rapid pace.
Well, you talk about Navy, and they're coming off 455 yards on the ground last week, 53 points in that win against Tulsa. Triple option starting to work a little bit.
Yeah, Fofana was the spark that Navy needed at the fullback position. That's where it starts with this Navy offense. They got the production they needed there, and it really ignited things on the ground.
Yeah, Ty Lavatai getting it done, and of course for SMU, Tanner Mordecai, the transfer from Oklahoma, probably playing his best football of his career right now.
Yeah, he is. He settled in nicely. Rhett Lashley has done a nice job with him in his first year here on campus. Rashee Rice, though, he is the story tonight. This guy is a physical freak.
Well, Navy, we talked about it just moments ago. Daba Fofana, 3 touchdowns in his career. All came in the first half last week in that win against Tulsa.
Yeah, 3 touchdown runs in that game. And when you watch Navy's option attack, it all starts with the fullback. If they get production there, look out. It can really spell doom for a defense. They got it last week from him.
Rashee Rice, you love this wide receiver. A big play waiting to happen.
Yeah, big, physical, strong. Weight room numbers are just off the chart, and he catches everything thrown his way. He's going to be a big-time player, not only here tonight, but on the next level as well. He's got a very, very bright future.
And his stats are off the charts. Kickoff from Dallas is coming up next. And now, a look inside of Nissan's Heisman House.
I think we're all set. My turn to drive. Here we go again.
See, Coach? It's all in the wrist. He took our pancake.
He sure did.
Good boy. You want the stick? You want it? Go get it. It's not cool, man. Wow, he really does catch everything.
Hey, Devontae, go long. Longer. Keep going. Longer. Keep going. Longer.
Really?
Carson told you to go long, huh? Man, hop in.
Thanks for watching the Nissan pregame drive. Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. Sun beginning to set in Big D, and you're watching the American Conference on ESPN. Getting set for SMU and Navy, this AAC clash. Paul Carcaterra has more on the sidelines.
Well, Roy, one of America's teams in college football is Navy, who have the second most states represented on their roster in all of FBS, and Texas is at the center of it all. I spoke to Coach Ken Niumatalolo this week, and he told me the main reason they joined the American Conference was the presence that it had in this state. And football is king in patriotic Texas. Playing here is huge for recruiting at Navy. Players from 32 states are on this roster, and the state with the most midshipman players, well, that's Texas with 21.
14 of those 21 from right here in the Metroplex area. So a great time and a great opportunity to present this program on a national stage and obviously local.
Great high school football here, great coaching, development, all of it makes this state attractive to most schools around the country, especially the midshipmen.
Rhett Lashley, year number 1. Multiple stops as an offensive play caller going back well over a decade. Royals Award semifinalist. Navy won the coin toss and deferred. SMU will get it first. Brian Massey now healthy from a yard deep. And numero 0 try to cut it back against the grain. And he's going to be sandwiched and driven down at the 10. Poor starting field position for the Mustangs. And for quarterback Tanner Mordecai, threw for over 300 yards in a comeback win against the Naval Academy a year ago.
And just last week, 295 through the air. Didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he did have 1 interception, 62% school records last year with 39 touchdown passes. He transferred in here from Oklahoma and just went right to work.
The first snap from scrimmage tonight. Beautiful evening here in Texas. TJ McDaniel, the running back. SMU dealing with injuries in its offensive backfield off play action. Rice has it on the first snap, and there he goes. Rashee Rice, the far side run, and finally tripped up short of the red zone.
A simple slant route. It's thrown on time for Mordecai to Rice, and boy, is he electric with it in his hand.
68 yards on the first play from scrimmage. And nobody in Ford Stadium is set down yet. McDaniel over the left side and quickly corralled. He'll lose a couple, a loss of 2.
68 yards, and they're still filing in. And you talk about an electric weapon. Amazing. Get into the weight room numbers a little bit later, but he is a physical freak that knows exactly what to do when the ball's in his hands.
Mustangs 2-3 on the season. They've lost 3 straight in search of their first conference victory. There's 1 loss so far there. That was on the road at UCF last Wednesday night, a game that was postponed by a couple of days due to Hurricane Ian. Second down and 12. Mordecai with time. Now backside pressure comes. Just gets it away. McDaniel shoved out. A gain of a couple. Straw was there to make sure he didn't gain more than 3.
Jacob Busick applying the pressure there. Mordecai, you talk about a game of inches. He got that one off by about an inch.
Red zone a bit of an issue against UCF and the bounce house that last game. Some drops in the end zone.
Maybe showing a little bit of blitz here. The middle of the field is wide open. And Dylan Goffney may be the receiver here. Nobody in the middle of the field.
A 10 in the slot, aiming towards the end zone. Mordecai looking, probing, and now firing a pass. It's caught near the line to gain. And the reception grabbed by Austin Upshaw.
Expected him to have a big game along with Rice. Goffney, as I mentioned.
4th down and short. And they're going to go for it. Both of these teams love to go for it on 4th down. SMU 2 for 5 last week against UCF. We'll bring in the jumbo package.
And tighten things down, maybe run the football here with TJ McDaniel.
You like this call going for it this early?
I like it as the home team. If I'm Navy in this situation, I'm taking the field goal on the road.
First drive of the game. And the timeout will be called. SMU calls the pause for the moment. 4th down and less than a yard coming up. Less than 3 minutes in here in Highland Park.
What an explosive start so far for the Mustangs.
4th down coming up when we come back. Timeout called by SMU, and Rhett Lashley going to allow Roy Reynolds, the replay official tonight, to have another look at Upshaw's reception. He was stopped right at the line to gain. The call on the field short of the first down, so it's got to be indisputable video evidence. Mordecai with time, Andre, and Upshaw made a nice grab coming back to it, and that's close.
Feet were beyond the 10-yard line. That's going to be very close.
I mean, there's possession at the 10. That looks like a first down to me.
I tend to agree with you there.
Yellow line not official. You can see it. The grab and then sliding across the line. That would indicate first down yardage.
Garrity thinks 9 3/4. Quarter of an inch.
Our legendary spotter Bill Garrity in the booth indicating that to us. It's close either way. The original call obviously very important in this sequence too. A big call early. You want to make sure you get it correct.
No doubt. That is about as close as it gets right there.
And I think that possession established right at the 10, that would be a first down. Let's see what Edwin Lee wants to tell us.
The receiver possessed the ball with the body part down at the 9.5-yard line. That results in first and goal. SMU is not charged with a timeout. They will have 3 remaining.
You got to credit Austin Upshaw that he got the depth of the first down. So if he caught it and got tackled immediately, it was going to be enough, and it was for a first down here.
First down and goal. Tyler Levine checks in for the first time as a running back. Now the jet sweep to Rice. Check that, Teddy Knox. He's sent down quickly. He'll lose a couple behind the tip.
Knox, the true freshman out of the Woodlands. Big freshman transferred in from Mississippi State.
Opening drive of the game. SMU efficient so far this season. Red zone situations.
Different look in the secondary of Navy.
McDaniel across the left side and tackled by John Marshall.
Yeah, you don't get much on the ground with Navy, only allowing 86 yards a game on the ground, and that's where this defense, the front 7, being the strength of this Navy defense, they are stingy when it comes to giving up yards on the ground.
Loss of 2. Third down and goal from just inside the 15. Drive going in the wrong direction for the Mustangs. To the end zone looking for Rice. Contact and the pass sails out of bounds.
How about bowing up when you give up a fresh set of downs, and now 4th down certainly changes things when you're at about your 14-yard line or so. Going to go ahead and take the points, or attempt to take the points here, but nice job of mixing things up. A couple of different looks. Some pressure by John Marshall and causing the errant throw from Tanner Mordecai.
Colin Rogers, freshman out of Alabama. Good start to his career, as you see, 7 for 8. From just outside the 20-yard line, he'll bang that one through. So the 30-yard field goal attempt is good. First score of the night goes to the home team here at Ford Stadium. 3-0, just underway.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve, and in part by Chick-fil-A. Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich today, available for a limited time.
Well, the option is coming, and Andre Ware, I know the Wing T.
Wing T, baby.
Early stages had a big spot in your heart.
Yeah, it did. Wing right, 21 pitch.
There we go.
That was our bread and butter.
Indy Montalolo knows all about it. I mean, they've got the flex bone going now since basically back in 2017. And think back to when Paul Johnson was at the Naval Academy, then at Georgia Tech, and just taking that offense to the next level.
I thought at the time when Coach Johnson was coaching that he was the best in-game adjustment coach there was. I mean, he could run that offense, make it look so many different ways, and then at halftime or in-game, adjust and totally have you on your heels.
Brendan Hall, after the SMU field goal, kicks things away. And 2 yards deep, Daniel Jones watches that one sail over his head. Don't forget 2 big, enormous ABC college football games headed your way tomorrow. Up first, 3:30 Eastern, Oklahoma State, number 13 TCU, and a top 13 showdown.
Rolling.
The Cowboys look good. TCU and Sonny Dykes obviously looking good as well. Number 4 Clemson travels down to Doak Campbell Stadium. Battle Florida State. Tigers have won 6 straight against the Noles.
Big one for your alma mater tomorrow.
DJ Uiagalelei. I mean, they're all big, right? Yeah. They're all big this time.
At this point in the season, they're all big, but that's a big road game.
Tigers a slight favorite on the road. Florida State, we saw them about a month ago, and Jordan Travis has been phenomenal. They're a little bit healthier than before. Triple option, here it comes, and the pitch is late in a short game. Anton Hall, the fullback, from Ty Lavatai, the quarterback.
Officials might have missed a little face mask there. Didn't take much. Saw the face mask go back a little bit. With the head spin around, that's tough when Hall's head just jerks back like that. That's an indicator.
Navy rushed for 455 yards last week against Tulsa. Not in total offense, just yards on the ground. And Lavatai crossing the 45. A big gain of 19 running the option.
Well, you got to be a tough cat if you are running this offense and playing quarterback, because you're in the traffic all the time. And right up the gut after the fake to the fullback goes Ty Lavatai. Good athlete, played in a spread type offense, so he's a little bit better passer than you'll see most offenses that have a quarterback that runs this set.
From the 47, first touch of the ball for Navy. Fofana far side picks up a first down.
Just picking up right where he left off last week and taking helmets along with him. What a weapon when you can get the fullback going in this type of offense. Nice lead block by Connor McMahon, pulling around from his left guard spot to seal the edge for Fofana.
Gain of 13. That was Robertson's helmet that came off. Fofana had the stiff arm. There's something about the option. It really is a momentum-based system when you get it going, right?
I love watching it. Love it.
Fofana hit hard, driven down. He's going to lose 2. Now the quick strike at the line of scrimmage. Stephon Wright got there and met him quickly.
Excellent play there by Wright to slip a block. And then when you get there, one of the things that we talked about, Rhett Lastly, this week was you got to tackle well and in space. And it can be in a tight space, as it was there for Stephon Wright, or out in space when it's a linebacker or a defensive back, when one of these slot backs or the fullback gets loose on you.
Second down and 11, officially a loss of 1. Lavatai's going to keep it. He's sent down after a 1-yard pickup by Wright again. So Wright's got his eyes in the right spot. Obviously that's important as you talked about playing assignment football and discipline football.
And right now the Mustangs, that 4-2-5 look that they usually run, there's a lot of bodies in there. There's more than 6 guys in the box right now. Count as many as 8 on that play. And that's what Navy will do. They will draw you in and then all of a sudden make it look like option and flip one over the top.
Timeout called by the midshipmen on 3rd down and long. Navy doesn't throw it a bunch. Lavatai a week ago just 1 for 6, but he didn't have to. Maybe a situation coming up where he needs to. 8:30 to go in our first quarter. 3rd and long coming up. Well, contrasting styles on display tonight. The Navy Tortoise, the SMU Hare off to the races. SMU speed obvious, averaging under 30 seconds per play. First in the country in plays per game. Navy's going to take things a little bit slower, a lot slower. Around 70 plays per contest. Which speed will prove victorious tonight? We're about to find out with 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Academy.
You're seeing that exact thing with Rasheed Rice. Big play. Quick play down in the red zone, and then here comes Navy with their methodical approach.
And the Naval Academy, 3rd down and 10. Late pitch. It's going to be strung out to the edge. Late went Kel Haywood, and he's going to be stopped well short. A gain of just 1.
Yeah, hoping to get about half of it and turn it into 4-down territory, but I don't think that's going to stop Ken Niumatalolo, the head coach of Navy, a bit. 4th and 9. And they're leaving the offense on the field.
Daniel Davies, field goal kicker, a career-long 46-yarder last week. This would be well outside of his range. So 4th down and long. Midshipman will go for it.
We have a hard count in that playbook. Trying to draw SMU off sides here. Get up a little bit of it back. No.
Lavatai wants to throw it. Heavy pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 44. Now the sack will end that Navy drive. Sanjo brought him down.
Maybe go there on 3rd down with this look. They're trying to pick up about half of it so that it's manageable, and then excellent pass rush from SMU up front. All bodies. Chapman gets there, I think, first.
Mustangs get it back with great field position, Andre. A team that's lost 3 straight, looking for early mojo, and that 4th down stop will provide exactly that. Mordecai wants to throw it. Heaves one deep, has a man. That is Rice. Check that. That is Goffney. And into the red zone he goes. Another big play of 36.
You look at Tanner Mordecai, this guy is super, super competitive. You watch him on the sideline, you talk to all of his teammates. The first thing that comes to mind with Mordecai is his compete level. And recently he told me he's become addicted to golf. It's his escape, it's his way to relax. It's good for the soul. He's not great at it, but he says competing with himself and the course is something that he really loves to do. Andre, you can relate. I heard your golf game's a little shaky.
It's shaky. But all my buddies know it's shaky right now.
Well, you're good off the tee, though. You can hit one long ways. Dixon lost a couple to the edge. There goes Goffney for the touchdown for SMU. From 24 yards out, and the Mustangs with an early touchdown to extend their lead.
Well, the perfect play drawn up. You're going to bring a blitz. You get two off the edge. The quarterback's got to have enough courage to stand in there and deliver. He finds Goffney, who finds the end zone. This is a well thrown out in front. Goffney doesn't have to do anything but run through it and put his hands up. A couple of blitzers. Excellent throw. And a nice block by Rice. The unselfishness of that young man out in space.
Extra point is good quickly. It is 10-0. The home team out in front. 8 minutes into this one at Ford Stadium. Well, 10 plays so far tonight for SMU. 3 of those plays have gone for over 20 yards. And this first one on this possession to Goffney.
Yeah, corner route, the ball's in the air, just kind of holding the underneath defender with his eyes in Nicholas Straw. And then the touchdown pass. A couple of edge players coming free, stand in there and deliver it, and then Goffney reward his quarterback there.
First touchdown of the season for him.
Tell Rasheed Rice, hey, appreciate that block, man. On my way to the end zone.
Did you go up to guys and thank them after a big block?
No doubt, absolutely.
It's a big deal.
Even if I wasn't involved in the play and you see it,
yeah,
you got to give credit where credit's due.
Well, that's what leaders do, right? You're the quarterback. Makes perfect sense.
Right. He's got a couple of guys that can go get it. Curley has yet to appear, but Upshaw, Goffney, and we know all about Rice.
Now Dick Bailey out tonight and perhaps for an extended period of time at wide receiver for the Mustangs. You mentioned Curley. He's back and now gaining help. And also Roderick Daniels back. As that kickoff trips into the end zone. Well, coming this week on Sunday NFL Countdown for their rematch, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes sit down to relive wildest 13 seconds in NFL history. Plus, the NFL executive who oversees all football operations, including officiating, joins the crew live in studio to examine the roughing the passer penalty. That's going to be interesting. Kick off your Sunday with NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Then on Monday, Countdown crew get you set for Broncos Chargers, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, both on ESPN also.
Yeah, the way they're calling NFL games and that penalty on quarterbacks makes it seem like there was some initiative put in play before the season to make sure that's called. It's getting a little bit ridiculous now.
Yeah, with Brady Jarrett's sack, Tom Brady, fine imposed after that. A lot of people talking about what happened more recently.
Yeah.
Fofana straight ahead. He's going to pick up 3, and that'll be it.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Fofana doesn't get the ball here. Couple of plays in a row, trying to establish things in the middle. Pound away inside with the fullback, and then start to work the edges a little bit.
Anton Hall, now the fullback for Navy on 2nd down and 7. Fofana's number is awfully impressive. Boy, fake the pitch. Nobody was there for Lavata. And Reed plows him down at the 30. He was walloped.
Well, nobody's there because Anton Hall went the wrong way, and immediately they get Fofana back into the game. But you're going to see the fullback go the wrong way. He's waiting to pitch one, got everybody occupied, and there's no pitch man there.
2 yards for Lavata. 3rd down and 5 coming up. And Fofana back on the field. Already ripped off a gain of 13 on the first drive for the midshipman earlier. Option Lavatai made one defender miss. Straight ahead, and he'll have the line to gain just barely.
Boy, what great decision. You got to have a decision maker at that position. Talked a little bit about that last week in terms of quarterback, more like a point guard. It's certainly true in this instance where there are a lot of stuff flying around, and you've got to make sure the right guy's touching the ball at all times, yourself included.
Terrell, Fofana, and Jones in the backfield movement. And let's see.
False start. Number 71. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Joshua Pena. When you were running the wing T, at some point in a game, did you go to make a pitch and the guy wasn't there? Like, that's got to be a little alarming for Lavatai just moments ago.
Yeah, luckily for him, he was seeing where he was to pitch the ball and didn't just pitch it out to space.
On the toss, Terrell going to be ushered out after a 5-yard pickup. Now the Naval Academy running the option for 20-plus years. Of course, everybody remembers the name Keenan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, he was a good one.
You go back 2 decades, and this program has rushed for over 70,500 yards. Most in the country, obviously, but that is a lot of yardage on the ground.
This is what they do and what they specialize in, and it's no secret that they can stop the run as well.
Straight ahead on 2nd and 10. And a 2-yard gain for Fofana. 70,000. You don't see this graphic every day.
This is amazing. When I saw this, I was just like, wow, that's unreal. Paul Johnson, Kenny Montalolo.
I bet Coach Johnson's watching tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt. Watching where he coached. You see 4 of the 5 specialized in it, and he had a hand in 2. Navy and Georgia Tech. Oregon in there at number 5.
And Tech in the midst of a coaching change. Late pitch, Terrell to the edge and spins his way close to a first down.
What an effort by Vincent Terrell. Speed back, was outstanding track star in high school, won the 200 meters, the state champion in Honolulu his senior year. They're getting ever so close to that face mask again.
We had a great conversation with Vincent Terrell this week at majoring in quantitative economics. Hard enough just to pronounce that first word, and that's what potential career could be at one point in time.
And both his parents were in the armed services. Super tough for a player his size.
A little misdirection to the edge again, and another big gainer. Daniel Jones into plus territory. Navy in business. That's a gain of 18.
Excellent job. Little misdirection. That's the wing T part of the option attack, where you start it one way, make it look like you're going right, and hand it off. 27 tackle trap keep, or just 27 tackle trap in that case. Go way back on you, Roy.
I like it. No, I like it. I like it. The play calls are great.
Now you keep it. You run that a couple of times. You get flow going that way, and then all of a sudden, I used to stick it in there, pull it, and go behind my back with it. You just totally lose the football.
That was Patrick Mahomes before Mahomes with a no-look pass almost. With behind the back playing football. Lavatai takes a big hit, absorbs it, and picks up 5.
Andre, you mentioned Vincent Terrell being a track star. Also was part of 3 league-winning Honolulu wrestling teams. And you mentioned the Air Force and Army with the parents. Said they ran a tight ship at home. He still calls dad sir, still calls mom ma'am. And all he wants now with this busy schedule, 12 hours of sleep when he can. Once a week, he racks out. He's crushing protein drinks because he can't gain the weight. But what a smile and what a young man.
5'8", 170 pounds, but quick as a cat.
And when he was wrestling, he weighed in at $145, so he's already added 30 pounds since his high school days. Late toss, 3rd down and short coming up. He went to the same high school as President Obama. And speaking of presidents, George W. Bush was in the house earlier tonight for the coin toss, 43rd president of the United States, which was also great to see.
And this is right on schedule for Navy offensively. 3rd down and short gives them the ability to to go for it on 4th down if they come up a little bit shy. But you get them in 3rd and long, which is the goal of SMU now. Get them behind the down and distance markers a little bit. That's where you want them to live. They don't execute nearly at a high level as they do in this situation.
Terrell has it. Only needs 3 stacked up. And he will be stopped short near the line of scrimmage. It was Nick Roberts that met him right there.
Excellent job of identifying things. You start one way and come underneath. Same play that they just popped for a little bit a couple of downs ago, and they come the other way with it. And SMU, to their credit, they are right there with multiple defenders to stop.
Well, for Kenya Matalolo, this would be about a 47-yard field goal attempt for Daniel Davies. Right at his range, but trailing by 10 already. Will go for it on 4th and 3.
Unbalanced line here.
Lavatai wants to throw it under pressure. Intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. Isaac Slade Matautia.
Yeah, and it's okay because you never want to see the turnover, but in this instance, it's like a punt. Good pressure. Ardmore on the intercept or with the pressure forces the ball out of his hands quickly, but this is as good as a punt in this situation. If you're not going to kick a field goal, you know, it'd been better off almost dropping the interception to get better field position.
Now 2 dropbacks for Navy so far, a sack and an interception for Rhett Lashley's team. Tyler Levine, the running back, Mordecai back on the field, and Levine gets a touch straight ahead. Probe his way, goes to the 10, and he'll stop him short of the 9. Final play of an eventful first quarter, one in which SMU jumps out to its 2-score lead. 15 minutes in, Mustangs have it when we come back. You're watching ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. 15 minutes in, SMU leading Navy by a score of 10-0. Mustangs produce some great wide receivers. Recent history.
Oh, yeah.
James Prochet, Manuel Sanders. Cortland Sutton left such an impact on this program. And also his position coach at the time, Justin Stepp, who's now the wide receivers coach at South Carolina. Coach Stepp named his firstborn son after Cortland Sutton. His name, Cortland Stepp, which I thought was pretty special. SMU with possession on 2nd and long, and a penalty marker flies.
Hands to the face. You got a lineman, Jalen Thomas, that lost his helmet, and so he may be able to stay in the game because of it. It's against Navy.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 52. Defense. 15-yard penalty. It'll be a first down. Number 71 from SMU may remain in the game.
Johnny Woodson Brooks.
Oh, yeah, just a handful of face mask.
So the 9-yard run, 15-yard infraction. SMU has it at its own 33. And Levine bottled up quickly. He's going to lose a yard, if not more, as Woodson Brooks met him.
When Navy's shifting up front, and it's such a rapid pace by SMU, but they're never in the same spot that they line up in when the ball is snapped. You'll see them kind of pinch down, you see them move over, a guy will tap another guy, and all of a sudden they're not there, and that's how they stop the run. You see them moving, never in the same spot when they line up and when the ball is snapped.
For the offensive line, what does that do mentally?
Tough. It's totally tough.
2nd and 11. Pressure. Mordecai flings it. Pass caught near the 40. And now racing is Curley into Navy territory and shoved out. Another big gain for the SMU offense, and Jordan Curley making his presence felt. That's a gain of 28.
And another big weapon for Tanner Mordecai to go along with Bryce and Goffney. Having this guy back this week just really spreads the field and gives even more room for Mordecai to throw the ball around.
Mustangs from the Navy 40-yard line. Mordecai wants it on, heaves one deep. At the 5, the pass is incomplete. Wiggins, the intended receiver. The coverage by John Marshall deep down the field.
Wiggins, a big receiver in his own right at 6'4". Thought he was going to come down with this. He got both hands on this ball. Looking against Marshall.
It's a play he's got to make, right?
He'll take that every day of the week. Marshall, kind of a tweener, a hybrid of safety slash linebacker. You can give that advantage to Wiggins every single time.
SMU had several critical drops. Bounce house last week. That one zipped out of bounds and incomplete. Then Redding, tight end.
Well, this is the type of game that Tanner Mordecai really got to have it right between the ears, because he's getting a lot of different looks. Pressure looks, man looks that you don't see Navy in a lot, and then there they just go straight up zone. You're playing an area of the field, and you've got to really bear down and go through your progressions, know what coverage is there, and then maybe change your train of thought mid play.
Third down and 10. Levine, delayed handoff with a big gap, and Levine racing for it. Enough for a first down, so on 3rd and long, they rush for 11 with Levine.
The transfer from Army. He said he could play a lot this week. They've had a lot of running backs with minor injuries.
Using tempo, Mordecai will be flush. Off-balance toss, incomplete, and right through the wickets. Rasheed Rice, second drop of the night. That's 111. Probably catches most of the time.
Don't see him drop a lot of those. He is an outstanding
There is no foul
wide receiver
for illegal substitution on the defense.
He's going to be drafted. The question is, how high?
Where? Where and how high?
Brett Lashley singing his praises for his star wideout this season, and he had a career-long 68-yard pitch and catch.
Had to wait his turn, but now that he's waited his turn, he has really stepped to the forefront.
Mordecai 0 for his last 3. We'll try to change that here in the quick flip to Maryland, the tight end. He's going to lose a couple. And Beatty Williams brought him down for the TFL.
As Brett Lashley told me on the field before the game, we know Navy's good against the run, but against the pass, they're very underrated because of all the different looks when they go in zone. So it makes it difficult for Mordecai to dissect this Navy defense when he's passing because of all the different looks.
Yeah, they can help him with a lot, motion looks to determine whether it's zone or man at certain times.
Screen pass, tripped up at the 30.
Joe Hudson with that open field tackle.
With Roderick Daniels, a 3-yard gain. It's 4th down.
I mean, coming up, and otherwise I think Daniels is going to run for a while, but you get just a shoestring and get him on the ground, force a field goal attempt here. It's huge for Navy.
Colin Rogers just outside the 36-yard line.
Freshman.
46-yard attempts just inside the left hash, just put through. So Rogers 2 for 2 tonight. SMU extends its lead now to 13-0. Freshman out of Alabama, ample leg strength, and the accuracy's been there as well. 11:49 to go. SMU leading Navy 13-0, just underway in our second quarter. And if this isn't a classic scene, I don't know what is. You have the SMU and Navy mascots playing a game of Battleship down on the sidelines tonight.
And they don't talk, so they got to write it out. That's awesome. That is awesome.
I could see Clark down there maybe trying to jump into that game, maybe take the winner.
Pretty good at Battleship.
I can see him doing that. Probably talks trash, too, as well. Just knowing Parkatera.
He always?
I think so. Here's our Week 6 Monday Night Football matchup. Back to the AFC West, a showdown between Russell Wilson, Broncos, Justin Herbert, and the Chargers. SoFi Stadium, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Right here on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, also on the app. Coverage, of course, begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 o'clock Eastern. Portland Sutton, former SMU standout we just talked about, now playing for the Broncos. Doing a great job in the National Football League. Broncos trying to figure things out with Russ Wilson, of course, now the starting quarterback. Maybe trying to figure things out as well with the counter. And Rojas racing ahead to the 40.
Just looking for a spark with all these slot backs. Haywood, Rojas, Daniel Jones. Keeping fresh legs on the field, and was hoping at some point one of them will pop one. Like a lineman down for Navy. It's Glover, their left tackle.
Sam Glover resting at the 30.
A 2-year starter. Mascots are playing Battleship. He was a really good top-ranked chess player as a youngster.
Taking a look at that left leg.
My money's on him. Chess, checkers, Battleship.
Were you ever a chess player
Well,
growing
with
up?
a big fella. I dabble in it a little bit.
What if Clark did?
My son can beat me now, though.
Oh, I know Zeke.
He is. It's embarrassing sometimes.
You know, it's
He
funny.
laughs.
It's funny. I'm listening to you two upstairs and giving me grief about talking smack. When you can't beat me in anything, that's what happens.
Game on, big boy.
Here comes the Peloton conversation.
Game on. I may buy one just for the heck of it.
You know who's on red alert? Dan Orlovsky.
Here
He
he goes.
tweeted out his numbers the other day. I took a screenshot of.
You lapped him, right?
Lapped him. I beat him in every metric. Keep going, Dano.
How about that? Getting called out by Carcaterra on the sidelines. I mean, throw in Booger McFarland, too. They're always jawing back and forth on social media.
Booger gets points just for being a D lineman and still riding with you with those guys.
That is pretty impressive, right?
No doubt about it.
Glover helped off the field. First down and 10. Big drive now for Navy. Trailing 13-0. The defense forcing those 2 field goals. Those were critical stops. Midshipman with 3 big runs so far tonight. 2 going for 19, another for 16. No points just yet. And penalty markers.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Couple of penalties already in this game by Navy, who, you know, over a long period of time, one of the least penalized teams. Very disciplined approach to the game. You don't see that from the Naval Academy much.
Ofana, the fullback, straight ahead. And through the A-gap, stopped by Reed quickly.
And there's high focus on stopping him. One of the keys to the game for SMU was they've got to stop the fullback. Put stars by him.
Second down and 14.
He gets going, it could be a long night.
Midshipmen have yet to complete a pass this evening. 98 yards coming on the ground. Late pitch. Haywood going to pick up a first down into SMU territory. A gain of 18.
You were asking me about how do you follow the ball in the triple option? And it's just body movements. But when you're so good at it, like Ty Lavata, you can make it look like Fofana's got the ball, and then all of a sudden pull it out of there. Everybody's drawn inside, and it's too late to recover out on the edge. Haywood picking up the first down there.
5th different player with a run of 10 yards or more. Kel Haywood. Short gain on first down, crossing the 45. The stop Crossley for SMU. As a defensive player facing the triple option, I mean, it becomes kind of a mental hurdle at times later in the game, knowing what's coming and how they block and the physical nature of this offense.
Defensive coaches, hey, trust your eyes. You know, all the time, trust your eyes. Because it's going to be in the fullback's belly. You pinch down, then it's all of a sudden it's out and pitched, and you can't recover. Oh boy.
Another flag.
Like big Terrence Newman may have jumped, but then a lineman went as well. Connor McMahon, who's to that side, raised up as well. So we'll see who they get here.
Mentioned at the top, Navy's won 2 of its last 3. That lone loss out of Colorado Springs against Air Force. Hard-fought 13-10 game.
Offside, number 91, defense. Enter the neutral zone and cause the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, second down.
They've moved the ball between the 20s. It's when they get down close that they stall out. They've got a sustain this a little bit, and with the help from Mr. Newman there, you're going to put him in a position to convert here on second down.
Handoff. Second and short. Stopped about a yard short of the first down was Anton Hall.
Trap play inside, just open and give.
What were you like as a wing T quarterback? Were you a physical runner, or did you really want to throw it?
And I'd pitch it and lead block along with the fullback.
Okay.
So I've thrown blocks. That would be tough when you decide to keep it.
So you can play for Coach Kent.
33 belly keep. Gave it off to Kenny Franklin every once in a while on 33 belly.
Fofana keeps it, and the fullback needed less than a yard. He'll get that for the first down. The drive continues for the midshipmen.
Fun offense to run and execute. I went to Houston to run the veer.
That's so interesting because you ran the run and shoot.
The run and shoot was in place.
Worked out pretty well.
Life's about timing, my man. I say it all the time.
You timed that one about as well as anybody has timed anything. Winning the Heisman Trophy, running the run and shoot. Approaching the halfway point. Our second quarter. Maybe needs points on this possession. And the pitch. Lasso down near the 30. That was Haywood. We'll give him a gain of 5 on a play that looked like they go for a lot more.
Brian Massey just grabbing a hold of anything he can get because Haywood's loose in the open field, and that was something they had to do tonight. Tackle well in open space. They just grab anything you can grab. Just don't grab the face mask.
Now Mikael Haywood, Wake Forest, North Carolina, overcame 2 ACL tears in his high school career to make it this far. Just a sophomore in Annapolis.
Very young team with Ken Niumatalolo.
Look straight ahead. On second and medium, it'll be third down and short after a 3-yard pickup.
Got tripped up, I think, by his own man, Connor McMahon, going across in front.
Are you seeing what you want to see out of Fofana and the fullback so far?
It's starting to come. It's starting to come, and when they get it there to where they need his production to be, that's when everything else is going to open up.
Fofana, 5'8", 205 pounds, a sophomore out of Cumming, Georgia.
I mean, very rarely does SMU find themselves playing in a phone booth like this. Look at all the bodies in the box.
Vincent Terrell on the toss. Did he get there?
Close. Maybe just shy of the first down mark.
Jahari Rogers with the tackle. 4th and inches coming up for Navy. And once again, midshipmen are going to go for it.
Right to Fofana. That'll give Lavata the flexibility to pull it here if he needs to.
Fofana, the fullback, and a timeout called by the Mustangs.
Timeout, SMU.
Well, we've seen both sides go for it on 4th down when called upon. Maybe we'll try to convert. Critical drive coming up.
ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks, is brought to you by Cheez-It. Cheesy, crunchy satisfaction.
Now the great Doak Walker, a 3-time All-American, late 1940s, won the Heisman Trophy in '48. You talk about Doak Walker Award, notable candidates this season. Blake Corum on display front center tomorrow against Penn State. Bijan Robinson just down the road, Andre.
For him, it was on pace last year. He had it really going. And a couple injuries slowed him back this year. Glad he's healthy.
4th down.
One player to watch. And then you look at option teams. They're good in short yardage situations because they're always firing off low. So this is normal for them.
Lavatai straight ahead, needed a couple of inches. He'll gain 2 yards on 4th down.
Love the approach. Don't mess around with it. Get behind the big center, David Hickson. He gets pretty good push, and there's no doubt this is a first down.
Maybe
Mertezi is in there now. They go back and forth with Mertezi and Hickson. Kind of alternating in there at center. Look pretty stout. Mertezi is about 315, and Hickson goes about 275.
Drive approaching 6 minutes so far on play number 11. A gain of 2 yards on first down for Fofana.
Well played on the edge by Kiki Burns to force Lavatai back inside.
Yeah, Lavatai kept it that time, didn't he?
He forced him to keep it. He had pulled it from the fullback and was thinking about getting on the edge, and all of a sudden he ran into the 15, Kiki Burns.
Lavatai will check to the sidelines on second down. Maybe my favorite question posed to Navy's quarterback this week was one from Clark, where prompted him and said, hey, you're kind of a foodie, right? You love watching cooking shows. Handoff straight ahead, and he's stacked up. And Ty mentioned that, yeah, he does, but he's not able to actually go through and execute what he's watching in the kitchen at the Naval Academy, rather. And perhaps at some point in time he will be an incredible chef.
Those decisions are above his pay grade right now. At some point he will be able to dabble in it. But this has been the story all night. They move the ball right down the field, get closer in scoring position, and then SMU gets stingy.
Anton Hall, the fullback. Lavatai will keep it straight ahead across the 20. It'll be 4th down again in decision time for head coach Ken Niumatalolo.
It came in at 47% on 4th downs, 7 of 15. Pretty good number, the amount of times that they go for it, but he's going to try to take some points here with his kicker, Daniel Davies.
Davies 7 for 8 this season. This will be an attempt from 36 yards out, middle of the field. Navy trying to get on the board for the first time. And Davies missed it, pushed it wide right. So the SMU defense holds. Rhett Lashley's team out in front, 13-0. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you once again, All-State. Well, Navy has touched the football 3 times tonight, Andre, and the midshipmen put up decent yardage so far. 3 drives ending in SMU territory without a point to show for it.
Time of possession is being dominated by Navy, but that's kind of the race we knew would be run here tonight, where it's a methodical approach by Navy, speed by SMU.
Mordecai off the back foot, pass is caught, and the reception by Goffney. Enough for a first down, gain of 13, the tackle by Fletcher.
Just about everybody stepping up, making plays for this SMU offense. Goffney with a big night, Rice with a big night.
Well, Rice only the 1 catch, but it went for a career best 68, right? Play action, Mordecai flings it, penalty marker on the field. Upshaw makes his 2nd catch, good enough for a first down, and we'll check the infraction.
It's right in the middle where holding is called. This may come back.
It's interesting, the game has a Navy feel to it, yet midshipmen trail by 13.
Yeah, you just got to find a way to get points on the board. As you mentioned, they're driving down the field. They get in an area to score. They just can't finish the job.
56, offense, 10-yard penalty. Navy has elected to have the clock start on the snap. First down.
Now, we talked with Rhett Lashley this week. His team facing adversity for the first time after that 2-0 start. And some close losses for the Mustangs this year. At Maryland by a touchdown against TCU. Big rival, obviously, the Iron Skillet on the line. They played Horned Frogs within 8. Quick toss on first down. McDaniel nets 4, and that'll be it. But it's interesting talking to Coach Lashley as well. Came in from Miami after a previous stop here at SMU, and just comparing what he has here and what the program's about to what was on the table at Coral Gables and sunny South Beach. And he said there's not a lot of difference between what we have here and Miami. The difference is location, but it was just kind of the conversation leading to that. SMU's always been called a sleeping giant. Certainly feels like that after the job Sonny Dykes did. Going to try to get him to take the next step.
Yeah, there was a time that they didn't do much sleeping. Greg James was going along with Eric Dickerson and Lance McElhaney. They owned the Southwest Conference at one point in time. Big Jerry Ball on defense. Had some players come through these doors now.
That's an understatement with the Pony Express. Of course, the death penalty, and SMU fans know very well. It's taken so long to get back from it. And you wonder, is this the team? Is this the time that is on the verge? Third down. Kyle by a little bit of time. His offensive line helped him out there, and a dangerous toss out of bounds. Curley, the intended receiver, it'll be fourth down.
Navy going to force a punt here.
Now the penalty was critical there. Less than 2 to play in our first half.
Still with time, 1:56, 2 timeouts. I'm going to see them open it up, but a little quicker than they have been with that amount of time and 2 timeouts. And they'll get the ball first out of the locker room.
Punt nearly blocked, the first punt of the night for either side, and the fair catch was made by Amin Hassan. Falling down after a punt of 38. Navy gets it back. A little time to work with.
I'm Matt Berry. Coming up on the Sling TV halftime report, we'll have the latest on Bryce Young ahead of their tough game against Tennessee. What makes the Volunteers so tough? Plus, look, it's under protest. You know it. You love it. Virtual locks has not been pretty, but we're going to bounce back. Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway join me coming up. Phil Pott, Andre. We'll get it done this week, I promise.
All right.
I don't know about that. I think a lot of people are starting to fade the virtual locks. You know, I'm just thinking out loud.
Got to give them a chance to make a little comeback this week.
13-0 our score. Navy has it. 2 timeouts to work with. Less than 2 to go in our first half. And a far side handoff, racing out of bounds, is Haywood.
Yeah, and this is going to be their version. It's runs that are close to the sideline as well. They've got 2 timeouts. You got a flag on the play as well here.
Flag came in very late.
They're not going to open up and start throwing the ball all over the park in their 2-minute approach.
Right, as an option team,
yeah,
you're not going to try to get too fancy.
Clock stops when you get a first down to move the mark, move the chains. This is a lot of time for Navy.
Waiting the call.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down. The clock will start on the snap.
So against Roderick Roberson, who may have been a little bit late out of bounds. Taking him down. That's questionable.
Well, after the penalty and the run, a gain of 19. Already in SMU territory. Late pitch on the option goes to Terrell.
Plays that are going to be close to the boundary where you can stop the clock. But even with the 2 timeouts, they can still go fullback to Fofana and still get a quick timeout, especially where they are on the field right now.
Terrell picks up 8. Navy now with 150 rush yards so far. And Fofana straight ahead picks up the first down. So 4 possessions for Navy. All 4 have entered SMU territory. Still trying to get the first points of the game, obviously.
A lot of short field or short side options into the boundary right here. Can't pound that home enough to where they want to get out of bounds. Shot. They didn't take a timeout there.
That clock winding. Approaching a minute 10 to play. Two timeouts to work with.
Get this going.
And SMU wisely taking time to get its last defender off the field. One what appears to be a reverse. And Terrell bumped out of bounds. He's going to lose yardage.
A big mistake.
Jahari Rogers.
Get tackled and call the timeout. You don't want to lose the yardage. Get up the field.
It's a loss of 9.
A huge loss. Get up the field. Nice job of reading this out by Gary Wiley.
Please set the game clock to 51 seconds. 51 seconds, please.
And then coming in to finish things off is Jahari Rogers.
Second down and 18.
Somebody force a pass here.
Lavatai just 1 for 6 last week. He did have a touchdown pass from Rojas to Lavatai. For the first completion perhaps of the night here. No, Lavatai's going to keep it. Boy, and that tackle critical by Robertson there. That prevented a big gain. Lavatai picks up 9 in the process and a timeout call.
Yeah, they're going to call the timeout. The middle of the field just kind of opens up to him.
Timeout.
Counter option where he looks one way and then he flips his hips to go the other. And it just all of a sudden parted right in front of it.
41 seconds to go, 3rd down and 9. We've seen one pass play actually executed tonight. It was intercepted on 4th down for Ken Niumatalolo's team.
Which was kind of okay because the result was almost like a punt. If you're punting it in that situation, you take it there every single time.
No question. Spot the ball at the 34. Daniel Davies does have a career long a week ago, 46. He got some work to do to get within his range.
Not going to be the first interception of the season for Ty Lavatai.
An interesting start for Navy on the road, having won 2 of the last 3 in SMU. Trying to pick up that conference victory. It would be its first of the season. And a good start in that direction so far tonight.
Timeout. SMU.
Another
their
stoppage.
second of the half. 30 seconds.
Well, these last couple of minutes, kind of a microcosm of a choppy first half.
One timeout remaining.
Now, don't forget, our next night of top-ranked boxing. Head your way Saturday night down in Melbourne, Australia. American Devin Haney is the undisputed lightweight champ. He squares off against the Aussie, George Kambosos. That's the 2nd time down under the main event. Coverage of the main card begins at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. Haney defeated Kambosos in a unanimous decision June 5th earlier this year.
Wondering why he's got to go back there. He's the champ. Don't face me, but I guess it's the language in the contract for a rematch.
That's a long flight.
Kambosos' camp. Yeah, it is. But Haney did work in that first matchup.
I love it when you drop boxing knowledge on me unexpected.
Boxing fan.
That was great.
You know who else is a big boxing fan?
Paul Carcaterra.
Desmond Howard.
Oh, okay.
Huge boxing fan. We talk about it when we get together. We're texting or talking on the phone. We're always talking boxing.
Sure, he's watching tonight in Knoxville. Lavatai wants to throw. The pump fake now takes off. Lavatai close to a first down. The ball came out. He corralled it quickly. Looks like he'll be stopped just short by Gary Wiley at the last moment.
It's a heck of a tackle by Wiley. Down the field as a defense. That's a defensive end down there. Backing into coverage. Nothing's there. I thought he would take it right up the gut and get the first down, but he starts to veer out.
So 3rd and final to have 30 seconds.
It forces him a little bit shy of the first down marker. Had he just gone straight up the field, I think there's no way they stop him short of the first down marker.
All right, Andre, 4th down and 1. Davies has already missed from 36 yards tonight. They attempted a field goal from here. It would be from 44 yards out.
I think they're going to get on the edge here with Lavatai and a pitch man. Won't go inside to Fofana. It also gives them an opportunity to get out of bounds after the first down.
Navy out of timeouts. 29 seconds remaining.
If so, if they go inside to Fofana, then they've called 2 plays during this sequence. So they can get right on the ball, maybe down it, or run the second play.
Again, it's 4th and short.
Gotta pick it up first, though. Oh, that just quarterback sneaking right here.
A lot of room right in front of the center. Maybe Fofana just whispered that.
Center and right guard.
Instead, over the left side and diving ahead, he'll pick up the first down easily. That was Fofana. The stop by Newman. Clock stops for just a moment to move the chains. And now winding down, a quick clock.
Spike it. Good job going to Fofana to pick it up. And then they're right back on the football to spike it down and kill the clock.
21 seconds left, out of timeout, 2nd and 10. Maybe one shot to the end zone. What are you thinking?
Well, you got more than that with the down. So you got easily 2 plays here.
Lavatai has a man. Caught for the touchdown. Vincent Terrell, and Navy's right back in it.
It's exactly what happens when you fall asleep playing Navy. Eye candy, option, option, option. Run, run, run. And then you get kind of, mixed up or in a set where your eyes are just following inside and a slot back goes right by you. Nice job by Terrell there to reel that one in. Playing option, middle of the field's wide open, and Ty Lavatai with enough experience to just drop it out there. Put one right there where he can run under.
Good block by Fofana as well. Second score of the season for Vincent Terrell, and he really has been playing well these last 3 games.
Now watch the safety in the middle of the field. He's going to look left and take a step that way. That's all Ty Lavatai needed. Was that little false step by the safety in the middle of the field, and he puts it up in the air where Vincent Terrell can run right under. Boy, that's good work.
Now for the slot back that told us he averages about 5 to 6 hours of sleep per night. He loves to get 11 to 12 on the weekend sometimes when he can. He'll sleep very well tonight after a well-played second quarter for 23.
That scoring was important. I thought just a field goal would be, kind of icing on the cake for the first half for Navy. When you can put one in the end zone, then you're getting the kickoff to start the second half. Who knows what happens?
What does a pass play like that do as well, just in terms of putting SMU's defense on its heels?
Well, it alerts SMU's defense to where you can't just get caught peeking in the backfield, the entire night without giving up something over the top. So it puts them certainly on alert.
A brand new ball game here at Ford Stadium. The Metroplex, beautiful night for college football. And the squib kick finally corralled inside the 20. Well, we remind those, help people affected by Hurricane Ian. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN. Help the Red Cross prepare for, respond to, help people recover from this disaster. Thoughts still with friends down in Florida. Fort Myers.
Desmond agrees with me. He has no idea why Haney's flying way down there. There's got to be something in the contract for the rematch that it was automatically going to be in Australia. No doubt.
Should be the final play of an entertaining first couple of quarters. 13-7. Our halftime score. An enormous weekend of college football coming up. Top 20 matchups everywhere. Guys at halftime will tell you all about it as we send you now to Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, Mr. Jesse Palmer. Gentlemen. And welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. Downtown Dallas bustling. You're watching the American Conference on ESPN. Start of our second half inside of Ford Stadium, 13-7. SMU leading Navy in this critical conference matchup. Andre Ware, Roy Philpott, Paul Carcaterra with us as well. All right, interesting 30 minutes in the books. Navy gets the second half kickoff right back in this thing.
Yeah, and had the momentum at the end of the first half. A touchdown pass from Ty Lavatai, and all of a sudden this game got really interesting after SMU just kind of jumped out and made their presence felt here at home early.
It's interesting too because Navy came back in terms of the time of possession. All those possessions ending in SMU territory, just one accounting for points. But so far, I think if you're Ken Niumatalolo, you like the hand you've been dealt.
Yeah, they like close football games. They've been involved in a bunch of them over his tenure as the head coach there, and here in another one tonight.
SMU trying to stop a 3-game skid, a 6-point advantage. Midshipmen going to get our third quarter kickoff. It's been a beautiful evening. We told you about Ken Niumatalolo. Paul Carcaterra caught up with Coach moments ago. Paul?
I did, and Coach just told me he felt like his team's discombobulated and it's his job to settle them down because they're not finishing drives. He loves the run game. They're at 156 yards in the first half, but the lack of ability to convert on fourth down, the missed field goals, just not in a groove, he feels, offensively. Defensively, he's happy with the different looks they've thrown SMU in terms of their zone defense. And once again, Navy's in a ball game.
Yeah, he can't be too happy with the penalty yardage in the first half as well, unlike a very un-Navy-like.
Lavatai under center after the touchback. And movement. Back him up 5.
And there we go again. Right on cue with a
False
penalty.
start, number 68, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And especially on the offensive side, when you throw, you get yourself off schedule with pre-snap penalties like that. That is tough to overcome for option teams.
4th penalty of the evening. It's 30 yards thus far. Fofana and Terrell lining up in the backfield. Pitch crossing the 20, not much more for Vincent Terrell. He's caught the touchdown pass at the end of the second quarter. Gain of 1 here.
Pretty good tackle in space there by Shannon Reed. Linebackers for this SMU defense.
We've called his name a couple of times.
Yeah, he is out of Illinois State, a transfer in here. Super senior, playing some good football tonight.
6 stops so far. 2nd and 14. I mentioned this kick-starting week 7. All the massive matchups tomorrow. Top 20 showdowns. Fullback straight ahead for a 2-yard gain. That's Fofana.
Trying to get it to a 3rd and manageable situation here, and that penalty, the penalty yardage really hurts a team like Navy.
3rd and 12.
Forces you out of everything you want to do.
Lavatai back under center. Change the play up. Play clock winding down. He's going to have to call a timeout. A penalty marker flies, and let's see.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
And delay of game
3rd
got
down.
him.
Second pre-snap penalty this drive.
Two delay of games tonight. The Naval Academy. 3 false starts. 3rd and 17. Not what you want to see if you run the option. Lavatai. Short pass in the flats, caught well short of the line to gain. Kel Haywood with the grab, the second completion of the night, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That'll bring the punting unit on for Navy, and SMU passes the test with a little help.
First 3 and out of the ball game for Navy.
Penalties certainly help.
Riley Reithman checks in to punt this one. The midshipman from his own 14. We'll take a Navy bounce inside the 15 and still rolling all the way down to the 10-yard line. How about a punt of 65 yards? The special team shining through. And a flag on the field back at the 41. We had kind of a choppy start back in the first quarter, and again now in the 3rd this evening. Edwin Lee, our referee tonight, leading this veteran AAC officiating crew. Extended conversation taking place. And this one against Mustangs.
Maybe back them up some more here.
like Andre Ware trying to figure out what he wants to order for breakfast this morning. Taking his time trying to figure out.
Breakfast interrupted this morning.
There's a lot of drama, it felt like.
Oh, gosh.
AAU drama?
Oh, boy.
Getting the Matalolos ready to figure out what's happening. Mark it off and let's play.
That hoodie coach is wearing. Have to put in a call for one of those.
It is a nice look.
It's a great look.
Now, Coach Kent told us this week, despite the 2-3 start, they're playing better as of late. And one thing he said, we're working hard, but no one cares when you work hard. It's about trying to find a way to score one more point in the opposition. We're trying to win games. Likes his team's approach lately. Will that carry over final 2 quarters tonight?
During the kick, there's a hold on the kicking team. Excuse me, hold on the receiving team. There was also an inadvertent whistle during the kick. By rule, that penalty is forced from the previous spot. It'll be a 10-yard penalty and a first down for Navy.
That works out for Navy.
How about that? So that was why the conversation
was taking so long.
Yeah. So no change of possession there. The inadvertent whistle changed the complexion of that play with the holding penalty. It's +10 and an automatic first down, and Rhett Lashley would like a word.
He wants an explanation himself.
Well, that's a massive change of events here to start our 3rd quarter.
We have the penalty here. Let's take a look.
And right there, was driven down, crossing the 30.
And Navy, while they're still explaining things to Coach Lashley, Navy's on the field ready to get going.
Now, Rayon Lane came crashing down, dragged down from behind by an SMU player. Well, so Navy maintains possession, and it's been a penalty-laden possession so far. A couple for the midshipmen now, one costly infraction against SMU. After all of that, it's 1st and 10 from the 35, Andre.
And Navy, you're over the ball, ready to go.
Inadvertent whistle. Changing the complexion of that play. There's the option, and there's a big gainer. No surprise for Haywood. Into SMU territory and still alive. Ushered out short of the 20.
Let me tell you something. Gary Wiley came to play tonight. Big play given up by SMU's defense, but number 3 comes into the screen. That's a defensive end. Hustling down the field to make a play. What an effort. I loved effort like that by a young man that's usually in the trenches.
Gain of 44 yards. The fullback straight ahead, rushes to the 15. That was Fofana.
You like blocks on the edges as well. Just the unselfish part of the game that you appreciate. He didn't have to hustle down there, but hey, he's a big guy, athletic. He'll make a play down the field. Coaches will see that on the film tomorrow, and he'll get high praise for it. And it's not just a one-time occasion. It's happened a couple of times throughout the game.
His longest run of Haywood's career of 44 yards, 6 yards for Fofana. Running the option again. Lamatai's going to keep it, and he's got a touchdown. We are tied at 13, and now an extra point away from Navy grabbing the lead for the first time.
The ball handling of Ty Lavatai, making everybody here think that Fofana has it inside. They bite, and then all of a sudden he is loose on the 2nd level and into the secondary, ultimately into the end zone.
Davies on for the point after. Navy now with 2 touchdowns in its last 6 offensive plays. And the special teams penalty immediately leads to a touchdown. Ty Lavatai from 15 yards out.
Taking advantage of a holding penalty. Well, guess what? They go to their quarterback, Ty Lavatai. He's loose in the secondary, and Navy with the lead.
Well, here come the midshipmen. Now their last 7 plays, 2 touchdowns. Pass from Ty Lavatai. Vincent Terrell at the end of the first half, and then now from 15 yards out, quarterback wearing number 1, who Ken Niumatalolo told us this week his blood pressure stays low. He never stresses running this option, and Ty himself
have to be that way playing that position.
He mentioned it to us. You know, he's active on Twitter. He retweets. But he doesn't pay attention to what everybody's talking about. And he said, I used to let things bother me if I didn't play well. Now it's just outside noise. Ensuing kickoff brought back to the 30. SMU will take over there as we take a look at tomorrow's 2 ABC college football games that we are featuring on a top 15 showdown of the Big 12. Number 8, Oklahoma State, 13th ranked TCU over in Fort Worth, right across the way from us here in the Metroplex.
They can score in a hurry.
Yes, they can.
A lot of scoring in that game.
Tomorrow night, Doak Campbell Stadium, the place to be. 4th ranked Clemson on the road. 7:30, our primetime matchup presented by Capital One. Saturday Night Football returns, which should be a hostile environment for the Tigers. Tanner Mordecai back on the field.
He was showing blitz here.
Pass caught. Head to the 40. Second grab of the evening by Rashee Rice.
Rhett Lashley told me at half, with Navy's zone defense, not too many shot plays, but he feels like there's opportunities with crossing patterns over the middle. Look for more of Rice in the second half from Mordecai.
Saw it there to the perimeter. Mordecai's got a first down into Navy territory. Tanner Mordecai, touchdown, SMU.
A little bit of read option themselves and get Mordecai loose in the secondary, and he basically just pulled away from Elias Larry, the corner. Hey, it's a foot race with Larry having the angle, and Tanner Mordecai just left him. Showing a little option themselves, get the quarterback on the edge, and nobody's there. Guys are laboring as he's waltzing into the end zone.
Longest rush of the season for Tanner Mordecai. Before that was a 9-yard gain. That one went for 60, now going for 2. Mordecai escapes, tripped up. And the conversion no good. 19-14. Well, an interesting start in our second half. Navy with an early touchdown, then Mordecai happens in a 5-point lead.
It's the Friday night spotlight, and it's on Navy guard Lirian Mertezi. His family's from the Republic of Kosovo, small country in Eastern Europe. During the Kosovo War in the late 1990s, hundreds of thousands of people were displaced. The Mertezis were Muslim, left behind mass destruction. They lost almost everything and fled the war and came to the United States. They later returned to Kosovo, where Lirian was born in 2001, but in a few years returned to make a permanent home in Pittsburgh, where he grew up and where his family had better opportunities. He told me if it wasn't for the United States and NATO, if they didn't step in, he nor his family would be here today. And he went on to say, life is taking him full circle being at the Naval Academy, representing the United States, his family, and their American story.
Amazing story. Good job with that, Clark. Excellent job with it.
Backup center for the midshipman, contributing where he can, but
he shares time with Dixon, or Hickson, David Hickson, but he's been in the majority of the game tonight.
Yeah.
One of the bigger presence in the middle, and has he provided it in a major way.
That's always the one thing that fascinates us, calling a game, the Navy, Air Force, or Army, and you sit down, you talk with the head coach, you talk with the players and the leaders, and you just realize what's happening in the bigger picture for the greater good. And so many stories like that. It really is.
It's refreshing to hear, yes, sir, and just something that simple, and not somebody that, and it's not in every case, but sometimes you feel like, guys feel like you owe them something, you know, and they're just appreciative that you're sitting down and talking to them. It's just a different vibe that you get.
You know, he fell in love with football because he's from Pittsburgh, and seeing all the Western PA kids play football and watching teams like the Steelers, a big dude like him, it was just natural that he started smacking guys around in the line.
A long conversation awaiting the ensuing kickoff. This game, by the way, in the last 4:34, we've seen 3 touchdowns. After it was 13-0, it felt like, for an eternity in the first 2 quarters tonight. Talked about midshipmen. They've won 2 of their last 3. Next couple of games, Andre, they'll see the Cougs up in Indianapolis next weekend, and then Temple comes to town before the schedule gets a wee bit more difficult.
Yeah, you got Cincinnati, Notre Dame, a high-scoring Knights team, and then one of the best college football games that you could watch. And I tell everybody, put it on your bucket list if you're a college football fan. Get to an Army-Navy football game.
Now, cleaning up the field near the 40-yard line, Andre, and right after that SMU touchdown, they did bring the Live Pony mascot across the way, and just deducing kind of what's happening here. Perhaps a little leftovers remained on the field to play. Required some extra attention. And I do believe I've seen it all now. Now these two battling for the Gantz Trophy.
He was a special teams coach when I was in Detroit, Frank Gantz. And he would address everyone as saying, "My good man."
Really?
Oh, everybody, my good man.
I love it.
He was outstanding. Outstanding. I'd go to the special teams meeting, even as a quarterback. Didn't sit in the back. You didn't have to be in there because you were, a youngster. But he was amazing.
Played at Navy, was an assistant coach. As Andre told you, moved on to the NFL, and then came here to Dallas as an assistant for the Mustangs. Hence the trophy for tonight's winner. Well, weird things tend to happen on Friday night. We've seen some close games, some incredible comebacks, and
I'm with you. Well, we've seen it all now. We have seen it all. It was Frank Gantz Jr., by the way, who was a pretty good dang good special teams coach in his own right.
This is my first year on the Friday night crew, and there's been some late inning mojo that we've seen in the majority of these games. But you didn't tell me it was going to be like this all year. I mean, all the exciting plays we saw just a week ago. Houston and Memphis, that comeback for Dana Holgorsen.
I haven't seen too many 2-play drives, have we, after a team surrenders the lead, and all of a sudden here comes SMU, 2 plays, and they're back in the lead here. Amazing. Might be our last visit from the Pony, huh? Let's hope so.
Well, I mean, making sure everything's cleaned up appropriately. Well, we have a moment here. Told you about Clemson, Florida State. ABC primetime matchup presented by Capital One over on ESPN2. Pat McAfee is back as they bring their MegaCast edition.
College football prime time.
Pat McAfee is the closest thing to God.
That boy Dabo. Come on, man. Yeah! Take a picture of the television right now. We will be back next time with another MegaCast on ESPN2.
Looks like fun.
High energy.
A lot of fun.
Which we always appreciate. Game day tomorrow emanating from Knoxville, Tennessee. Coach Corso's back, which is a special moment for all of us. Maurice Moore brings it back out of the end zone and dives ahead across the 15. Midshipman will take it over there after that extended delay. What a wild start to this third quarter. We're not even 5 minutes into our second half.
Yeah, Navy taking advantage of a holding penalty. They punch one in the end zone, and then SMU with a 2-play drive Tanner Mordecai getting himself in the end zone with a sprint.
Hey, did you know he was that fast?
I had no idea he had wheels like that. I'm not sure Navy did either.
Ty Lavatai back under center. He's accounted for his recent Navy touchdowns. Wants to throw it again and floats this one deep into SMU territory. Vincent Terrell, the intended receiver, in the coverage by Robertson.
Just a message being sent there to back off.
Well, I mean, to me, I brought this up to you at halftime.
Yeah.
It feels like after the touchdown pass, everything just opened up for the triple option.
And that's what happens because you put SMU on alert, or you put the defense on alert that, hey, we can throw it. And then you get the defense loosened up a little bit. Now all of a sudden blocking angles are a little bit better. Less guys around the line of scrimmage.
Lavatai keeps it, weaves his way across the 20. They're down at about 5 coming up after a nifty run by the Navy quarterback.
They're right back on schedule. After an incompleted pass on first down, 2nd and long, they put them right back on schedule, getting here to about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4.5 or so.
Officially a gain of 6. Every play on the table for this down and distance.
With this offense, absolutely. Just a matter of which version of the option you want to see.
Lavatai will keep it and springs forward to the 25. That's about a yard short. Maybe 2 after a 3-yard gain.
Maybe too early to roll the dice here for Coach Niamatalolo.
Well, the analytics suggest that,
flinch
yeah,
here.
4th and short. Go for it here, Andre.
You may see them kind of go to their version of a hard count where they start one way and freeze. They got SMU to jump earlier in the game by doing that.
Navy's 2 for 4 on 4th down tonight. 4th and 1. They've converted on their last 2. Lavatai straight ahead. And let's see the initial indicator. Looks like he's just short, and let's see.
That's going to be close. Yep,
No, an indicator they're giving it to him. Yeah, the first down.
Without a measurement, they're giving it. Wow.
Fofana just pushed him forward.
You see, he looked like he stopped there, and he just keeps pushing and reaching. Wondering if
the ruling on the field is a first down.
Mike Sanjo had the ball because he was trying to extend it out there, and Mike Sanjo, it looked like he was right there to just take the football away.
Well, Andre, he needed to cross the 26. And
he looks like he stopped at the 25, and then they just keep pushing. Keep pushing. He's reaching the ball out, and that's why I'm thinking 98, who's down at the bottom of the pile there, could have had the ball right in his chest as Lavatai's trying to extend it.
Well, at that point, it becomes almost like a rugby scrum of sorts.
It's always tough. Even if they review this, it's going to be tough to find the football, and the ruling on the field was a first down. You can't even see the ball.
The first indication by the linesman that came across, it looked like he's set up short of the line to gain by less than a half yard. And then on second glance, they indicated the chains needed to move.
Yeah, I still don't see the football. That's how good he is at hiding. Imagine trying to be on, imagine yourself on the defensive side trying to stop Navy with all that ball handling going on.
It's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. This is, to me, the most intriguing look. To that point, you're looking right down the line of scrimmage. He is short of the line to gain, according to the marker on the other side.
You can see his arms trying to, or extending the ball, but you still don't see the football.
In addition, he was never down on top of multiple players for both sides, so it's hard to tell when the forward progress actually stopped.
Good point.
Well, the first half flew by fairly quickly. It's taken almost 30 minutes to go 5.5 minutes here in our third quarter.
Is that always the case?
Mr. Ware.
Brett Lashley is not happy whatsoever.
He's saying it's not even close. Well, it certainly has been an interesting couple of years for Rhett Lashley, coming back from Miami as the former OC here at SMU. And you knew it was just a matter of time until he got his opportunity to become a head coach.
I told him I had him on a list. From the list I think I made in 2014, I think it was, of potential head coaches. I said, these guys need to stop paying all these consulting firms and just call me. I got a list at my desk. He rounded off the list.
Just give out the email address. We'll have people start calling you.
Send that check on over to me, and I'll take care of you if you need a head
further
coach.
review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Yeah, not enough to overturn it.
Has to stand. Can't find the football in there.
I'm not convinced he ever got to the line to gain, but there's not enough there to overturn the original call, so the call stands. So you go back to the special teams penalty, the inadvertent whistle that led to a Navy touchdown. We'll see if the midshipmen can capitalize here. First down and 10 on the 4th down conversion. And the option on the dive. Stop at the line. Fofana.
Just forces you defensively to play disciplined football. Everybody's got a job. Don't try to do too much, because when you extend yourself, that's when Navy will make you look foolish.
It's interesting too, because Lavatai told us he looks in the eyes of the opposing defenders and checks their demeanor, especially as the game progresses deeper into the second half, to try to figure out who they maybe want to target. Anton Hall's driven backwards, and he lost it, and SMU has it. Jake Jones tackled Fofana, or checked at Hall, and the turnover gives it back to the Mustangs.
Hall has made 2 major mistakes in this game. One going the wrong way on a play that had his quarterback hung out to dry when he was looking for a pitch man earlier in this game, and then here putting the ball on the ground. And I've got a feeling we're going to see Fofana the rest of the way.
Nick Roberts with the recovery. Andre, your favorite play here is you want to go.
You got to go to the end zone here. Sudden change. You get a turnover and you're in plus yardage territory. I'm throwing for the end zone right here. It may be Austin Upshaw.
Top of the screen, the handoff. Levine plows his way straight ahead, driven down at the 20. Gain of 6.
You got a defense that's on the field that has their backs pinned against the wall. I take full advantage of this.
Back to the ground. Levine has an SMU first down.
He's pounding away with a big fella, 5'11", 212. Between the tackles comes Tyler Levine.
Boy, SMU has stolen momentum right back after this fast start by Navy to begin our 3rd quarter. Line stays still. Mordecai floats it end zone and out of bounds, looking for Rice.
The offensive line never moved.
Second down and 10, kind of an unusual.
We're waiting on a neutral zone infraction, and the flag didn't show up. I mean, when Rhett Lashley watches this game back, you think he's mad right now. He's going to still be fuming about Tuesday afternoon.
On the pitch, Wheaton able to race ahead towards the 10. Jamar Wheaton with his first carry, transfer from Alabama, wanted to come back closer to home. Originally from Garland, Texas, a numeral 0, picks up 4.
Talented young man. When he figures out how to protect the quarterback, he's going to get way more reps than he's getting right now.
SMU 2 of 5 on 3rd down. They need 6 yards here. Levine checks back in the backfield. Just inside the 10-yard line. Goffney will switch sides. Now in the slot towards the bottom of the screen. Mordecai steps up. Mordecai to the edge. Mordecai, pylon. Touchdown. A second rushing touchdown of our third quarter, this time from 9 yards out.
Amazing speed. Amazing speed to get to the edge. They had just about gotten there, had him dead to rights in the pocket. You miss a tackle, this guy makes you pay. I don't know that there's a defender on Navy's side of the ball on defense that can run with Tanner Mordecai.
Possession hitting the pylon, that's
the ruling on the field of a
inbounds.
touchdown is under further review.
They want to take another look. Did that foot step out?
They're going to take a look. They've already buzzed down to take the look.
Roy Reynolds, our replay official tonight.
Left foot does look close, doesn't it?
It was not a third down and goal situation, so Mordecai could still pick up a first down inside the 3.
Remember, ruling on the field was a touchdown. That's so bang bang. I think it's going to be short at about the 1 foot line, or just inside the 1. Foot's out and the ball is yet to touch the goal line. That's my opinion.
First and goal, it should be ruled inside the 1. And I do think that is indisputable video evidence from that original angle we just saw. And even there, hard to match up exactly where the goal line is.
You start to paste those looks together. The toe is out and he is shy of the goal line, just inside the 1, or just shy of the pylon.
Good work by our crew zooming in on that left foot.
Ball's clearly short.
Heck of an effort by Mordecai.
Just turn around, give it to Tyler Levine again.
An eventful third quarter so far. We've seen a couple of touchdowns scored after the defensive first half. Matching up 2 of those angles.
It's a heck of a job by our crew. Toes out, ball short.
Just inside the 1.
Yeah.
After further review, the runner stepped out of bounds before the ball hit the pylon. It would be first and goal at the half-yard line.
I think that's the right call.
Touchdown is taken off the board. First and goal from inside the 1.
Or do you reward Mordecai for that run with a quarterback sneak here?
Well, he had one from 60 yards out earlier. He's probably feeling pretty good.
Thought he had one there.
McDaniel and Levine.
Oh, fumble snap.
And the ball popped out of there awkwardly. It'll be second and goal.
Well, that's what happens when you have all these shotgun offenses and then you need to go under center. The quarterback hasn't done it in a long time.
Play, second down, SMU.
Ball goes right on the ground.
Navy very close as that line collapsed. Mordecai was able to retrieve it.
It's closer to the 2-yard line now after that sequence.
Levine at fullback, McDaniel the running back. McDaniel gets it. Has to bury his way across the goal line, and he does. Touchdown SMU. Third of the season for TJ McDaniel.
Take Tyler Levine out, insert TJ McDaniel, and just the second effort. Just continuing to push, getting a little help in there from Branson Hickman, the center. Ultimately ends up in the end zone.
Off the fumble by Navy, SMU converts in 7 plays. TJ McDaniel with the honors, a sophomore out of Southlake, Texas. His football career nearly came to an end. Fractured his fibia a year ago, dislocated his ankle. TJ's back. Ponies are doing well. Who's gonna stop me now? Well, just as we all expected, Tanner Mordecai, the leading rusher in tonight's game with 78 yards on the ground. He's done a nice job in the air as well.
Yeah, he has. Found Dylan Goffney early in the ball game, and then a little option of his own, and he's going to find the end zone, outracing the entire Navy defense. And here they force him out on a pass. Has speed to spare and almost gets into the end zone there, and then TJ McDaniel finishes that drive off. But heck of a second half here for Tanner Mordecai.
A big couple of games. The Oklahoma transfer, senior out of Waco. He's got Preston Stone backing him up. This SMU quarterback room very deep after the fair catch was called for by Haywood.
Well, gentlemen, the Apex in Vegas is where it's at tomorrow night with a UFC main event featuring a flyweight battle between Viviane Araújo and Alexa Grasso. Grasso thinks the winner of this slugfest gets a title shot. I agree with her. Prelims 4 Eastern, main event 7 p.m. Download that app if you haven't.
Number 5 versus number 6.
I downloaded the app a long time ago.
I've had it a while myself.
Probably right as it was released. Vincent Terrell close to the 30. And the tackle by Nelson Paul. So a big drive now for Navy. Had the lead for just a brief period of time. Then Tanner Mordecai started to do his thing a little bit. Included in there was a Navy turnover as well.
Keep in mind, they were down 13-0 before they found the end zone at the end of the first half. So they've down 2 scores before and marched their way right back into it.
Straight ahead on 2nd and 6. That was Fofana. Late flag comes in. Dre, every time this game picks up momentum a little bit in pace, penalties, replays, all kinds of things going down.
It's going to be against SMU
Personal
here.
foul, face mask, number 92, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That was right.
This is huge as Navy tries to get back into this thing. There's so much time. Plenty of time. Long from being over.
From the 49, after the penalty by Wright, the transfer from Arizona State. Lavatai wants to throw it. Checks it down for a short gain.
You know, I'm watching Daba run, and he told me he wrestled in high school, and you see how low he gets in that low base running style. Told me helps him get in and out of some awkward spots. If you watch him, though, Andre, too, he's got really, really good feet, too. It's the balance and the ability to kind of get low, find that seam in the defense, and he runs with contact. Roy, you loved something he said earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah. The feeling of knocking someone in the teeth is awesome. And that really has been the mentality of this Navy offense in this quick turnaround after what we saw against Tulsa. And even the comeback against East Carolina in double overtime a few weeks back.
He goes 5'8", 205, but a lot of it is in his legs, and that makes it tough. I bet he was tough on the mat as well because of the lower body strength. It's tough to bring down as well.
3rd down and 4. Lavatai, awkward pitch, bobbled and lost.
Able to get it back somehow.
Well, 3rd and 4 is going to turn into 4th and long.
Yeah, Haywood's able to somehow get the ball back, and we're seeing things that are uncharacteristic of a Navy football team, both the pre-snap penalties and putting the ball on the ground. You don't usually see that. They are very good ball handlers.
Brave de Peralta checks in to punt for Navy. Goes out of bounds inside the 20. And a reminder, the AAC is on ESPN Plus. Here's some of our featured events coming up. Men's and women's cross country championships Friday morning, October 28th. Coverage starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. Plus, college basketball season just a couple of weeks away. You have 120 men's games, 160 women's contests to look forward to. If you're a fan of the AAC, you got to have it. Sign up today at plus.espn.com or download.
How many games do you have in that 120 or 160?
You know, normally they give me a lot of SEC basketball.
Yeah.
I've already got a couple of games that have filtered through, so I look forward to basketball.
Get you to Houston doing a Cougs game, man.
Coach Sampson?
Ranked third coming into the season.
Is that their preseason mark? I didn't know that.
Heck of a squad coming back for Coach Sampson.
First down and 10. SMU gets it back after the punt. Mordecai heaves one deep. As a man, and it's caught. Reeled in by Moochie Dixon. And they'll rule him down near the 33, and he just caught up to it finally and got just enough of it to reel it in.
What a catch by Moochie Dixon. I mean, just running under this thing and able to secure it. Well thrown as well by Mordecai.
Gain of 47. Here's Curley on the screen. He breaks a tackle. And Curley to the end zone. Touchdown.
The speed of SMU starting to take over in this game. We saw it by Mordecai. A big pass to Moochie Dixon, and then there, Jordan Kelly, glad to have him back. Been battling a shoulder injury the last few weeks. He's another big play wide receiver. We got some guys on the edge doing some dirty work as well. Blocked by R.J. Maryland.
How about 80 yards in 2 plays with Moochie and Curley getting it done? Moochie Dixon, Jordan Curley, the SMU wide receivers. Curley now healthy and a big-time playmaker with that dynamic speed.
We talked a lot about Rice. We called Goffney's name a bunch. And then here comes Curley and Dixon to round this thing out. They have got talent everywhere at wide receiver.
Well, it didn't take very long. It was first to the Texas transfer and Moochie Dixon. Mordecai just dropped it right in the bucket beautifully.
Great concentration there with a guy with Larry all over him, and then comes Curley down the sideline, virtually untouched.
33-14, 2:49 remaining in our third quarter. Navy led in this quarter for a total of 33 seconds. Since then, it's been all Mustangs.
Came out, took the lead, took advantage of a holding penalty. And then SMU, they decided to punch the gas a little bit. Just ride fast.
Mustangs in search. First conference victory. 1-1 so far in the AAC. Now, Friday nights we have seen some amazing team and individual performances. Our Friday night phenoms, plenty of stars shining brightly. The question is, who will join this group tonight, Andre Ware?
Yeah, we've had some good ones. Malik Cunningham, Johnny Wilson. Still can't forget that performance. Andrew Schmidt and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, boy, he put on a show as well against Washington. Last week, Gabriel Rogers in a loss where the Cougs came back and beat Memphis, but he had one heck of a game. Who's going to join him tonight?
I would implore you of this. If you're watching this game and you just turned on, and it's 33-14, you're thinking, okay, SMU, they're going to take care of business tonight. It was 26-7 last week in the fourth quarter before Houston woke up. Something about Friday nights that just seem to bring out the best.
Stay with us. Stay buckled up.
Good night for Tanner Mordecai. High completion percentage. Rush yards have been an unexpected added bonus.
Yeah. Touchdown run in there to go along with 2 touchdown passes.
Don't crown him yet, Andre. I heard you at halftime. You were leaning towards Lavatai, the quarterback for Navy.
That's why we hadn't announced
Things
it.
change.
That's
Slow
right.
down, boss.
Carr keeping everybody in check. Dan Orlovsky on the Peloton, Andre Ware and Roy Philpott in the boot. Option play here results what should be close to first down yardage. Kel Haywood. And that is enough to move the chains.
I think now is with limited possessions, Navy's got to find the end zone if they're going to make this a game down the stretch. Here on this drive.
Lavatai will keep it. A jump cut near the 40 results in an extra yard and a half. A good gain on first down.
Nice job of making guys miss. State, Texas. Boy, did Texas put a beat down on Oklahoma last week.
49-0. Everybody in Norman up in arms. 3 straight losses for Brent Venables in his first season. A lot of people around the country talking about that this week. Understandably so. Daniel Jones escorted out. And that was Crossley escorted him out of bounds. Should be enough to keep the drive going, and it is. Tomorrow, you think about it, Oklahoma State, TCU.
It's going to be a good one.
Sonny Dykes, Coach Gundy, and a great job he's done in Stillwater for so many years. They're knocking on the door maybe of playoff appearance. So close a season ago. Talked a lot about Clemson, Florida State. Fullback straight ahead. Fofana into SMU territory. Gain of 9.
All of a sudden, you can't relax if you're SMU's defense because the chunk yards will start to come like that one. Big 9-yard run by Fofana. You look up, it'll be one of these slotbacks racing in the secondary off a pitch.
18 touches tonight for Daba. He had 21 a week ago. Scored 3 times. Lavatai comes up short on the pass. Looking for Williams, Kamari Williams.
Williams wanted that so badly. He's like, hey, I rarely get targeted. Still waiting on his first catch of the year, and he was open.
3rd and 1.
Good play call, though, on 3rd down or 2nd and 1. Basically a free play for Navy.
Fofana straight ahead. We told you College Game Day coming from Knoxville. Alabama's in town. The question is, will Bryce Young be able to play?
You liking that game?
I mean, it's easy to say that Tennessee and the high-flying offense, that they're just going to outscore Bama, especially if Young isn't healthy. But, I mean, we've seen this song and dance before, right? Everybody doubts Alabama, questions about quarterback health. And here comes Nick Saban again for the millionth time. I
can tell you this. You're never the same team the remainder of the year after you play Alabama because they're so physical.
After the run, Terrell dives ahead for a gain of a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and a tackle by Johnson.
I've heard that from multiple coaches. And then doing Alabama games, and you have the team that they played that week, and the next weekend, just physically beaten down.
A lot on the line tomorrow. There's conversations around it right now. The SEC could be in position to get 2 teams in the playoff, maybe 3, pending the outcome of what goes down in Knoxville. It will be quite a scene. That great rivalry in the 3rd Saturday.
How many teams will they have
October.
in the playoffs when they go to 12? Half the conference?
A little edgy with that commentary. We'll continue the conversation coming up in the 4th quarter. 33-14. Well, it is an SMU stampede up to this point. A little Friday night fun. Navy has executed a passing touchdown tonight into the first half, and Tanner Mordecai with those 78 rush yards. 2nd leading rusher in this game between both sides. Fun game, fun start. We'll see what the final 15 minutes have in store on Friday night once again. With the branding of SMU, the first-year head coach. Navy's got it. 3rd down to start the 4th. Lavatai's got a first down and a little bit more. Sliding in at the 26 for first down.
A nice block by Fofana. Inside, but throw a heck of a block on the edge to free up Ty Lavatai, and then that allows him to get to the 3rd level of the defense with a first down. Navy's got what looks like an offensive lineman down.
Midshipman trying to get back in it.
Mortezi, the center.
Lirion, we told you his story earlier tonight. Born and raised in Kosovo. We've seen him on the field a good bit. Injury timeout as we step aside. Lead is 19 for the home team. Well, back in the Metroplex, Ford Stadium coming to life this Friday night. Andre Ware, Roy Philpott, Paul Carcaterra, hardworking ESPN crew. And a 33-14 ball game, just over 14 and change remaining. Navy's on the move, got to have probably a touchdown on this possession.
Yeah, got to get in the end zone here if you're Navy. So kind of keep pace and keep yourself in this game.
And during that break, Lirion Mortezi walked off the field. Hopefully he's feeling better. Wide open, and we talked about a touchdown. There it is, Umbarger. Jaden Umbarger, first touchdown reception of the season. And the junior from Baltimore has Navy back in it.
And you get Umbarger matched against a linebacker that you want that matchup every single time. And how does it happen? I mean, just running wide open down the seam. You get guys biting up. Nick Roberts taking the eye candy, which was the play fake inside, and Umbarger running free right behind the secondary.
And Navy
go for 2 here.
Go for 2. Trying to trim this deficit to 11. Counter. And it'll be stopped inside the 5.
Wiley has played some game tonight.
Tackled Haywood. Conversion no good. The lead remains at 13. Well, Isaac Slade Matautia tried to stay back in coverage and could not do it against Umbarger.
I think it's someone else. Matautia is there, but you get another guy just releasing him up the field. Corner releases him. The nickel or whomever, whatever, Massey, Roberts, he bites. Everybody in this entire secondary bites up, and that allowed Umbarger to get free right up the seam.
And you could see Matautia turn around as soon.
Yeah, he's looking for where's the help, where's the safety, where's the area outside defender in that instance. Just released him right up the hash.
2 passing touchdowns tonight. The midshipmen now trailing by 13, and we have a lot of time remaining in this one.
Stop if you're Navy, and if you're SMU, got to keep your foot on the gas. No time to pull off right now.
14:21 to go.
If you like Friday nights.
Preston Stone warming up a little bit near the SMU sideline.
Or you like good football on Friday nights.
Well, if you like crazy comebacks and weird things occurring from animals and players alike, I've seen
considering putting Preston Stone in with as hot a hand as Tanner Mordecai has right now.
Off the bounce. Goffney stays alive to the 25, and that's it. High-scoring second half. We have seen points in bunches, really, for both sides. And Tanner Mordecai's numbers we've talked about for most of the evening, awfully impressive. And Mordecai trots back out there.
I think and rightfully so.
McDaniel, the running back. Then Redding will shift. And McDaniel with a brief hole. Quickly driven down after a short gain of 2. Well, Navy now has rushed for almost 300 yards. And SMU now at 106 rushing yards after that last carry by McDaniel. Bulk of that coming from Mordecai tonight. Running backs have been held in check.
20 more than allowed on the average all year long.
Second and 8. Here comes pressure. Mordecai flips it to McDaniel. They avoid the big loss. And escaping just past the line of scrimmage. Heavy pressure from John Marshall that time.
Picking and choosing is Brian Newberry when to bring the blitz on Tanner Mordecai, and there pushing him out of the pocket. You dial up one more here where he doesn't sit back there and survey the field.
Andre, you kind of feel momentum in this game, kind of wafting around high above Ford Stadium. Navy wants to grab it.
Certainly showing the look of blitz.
Here it comes. They'll set up the screen. Curley stopped short of the 30, and a 3-and-out force by the Navy defense. Berniard came in and made an incredible tackle.
Big fella in space. Reads it, drops out, comes back out on it. He's in space. He doesn't make that tackle. They've got a couple of blocks in front of Curley where he may run for a while. That's an outstanding play by a defensive lineman to give his offense a chance to get further or get closer in this game.
Ryan Buchevsky checks in, the SMU punter. Amin Hassan goes back deep for the midshipman. Buchevsky turns it over beautifully. Hassan waves for the fair catch and makes it falling backwards. Punt of 49 yards. Navy gets it back, trailing by 2 scores. Still a ton of time left here at Ford Stadium.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve, and in part by Cheez-It, cheesy, crunchy satisfaction.
Well, Jerry Levias played wide receiver for the Mustangs.
Great Jerry Levias.
1960s, and Andre, the first African-American born player to accept a scholarship into the Southwestern Conference. An amazing story as well. He, at the age of 12, suffered a stroke, which prevented him being able to walk for 5 years. He bounced back to become a barrier breaker in college football and an eventual Hall of Famer, inducted back in 2003.
Super talented player and an even better gentleman.
Navy gets it back, trailing by 13. Hall, the fullback. Lavatai wants to throw it. As a man on the crosser, it's tapped up in the air and incomplete. Umbarger, who caught the touchdown moments ago, dropped it.
He had him open, just threw it a little bit too firm. A little bit of mustard on that one for Umbarger, who was about 5 yards away from him, and it's coming 100 miles an hour. I think it shocked him it was on him so fast.
It was a fastball.
Yeah.
Lavatai.
Oh, he just needed a changeup. He threw the fastball.
Hey, good news to see if you're a Navy fan. Lirion Mortezi back on the field on this drive. Requiring assistance off the field. Option pitch, bottled up, driven backwards near the 10. Crossley met Haywood for the TFL, and that's a loss of 6.
A heck of a play there by Crossley. Right place, right time, played it extremely well, and then once he had Haywood in his sights, he would not let him get away.
Now Crossley, the Dallas native, started his career at Colorado State, coming back home, paying big-time dividends tonight against the triple option. SMU with 5 tackles for loss tonight. Lavatai goes down at the 15. And how about the SMU defense standing tall?
Well, they needed a stop because of Navy's stop, and they're able to produce one. Navy's forced to punt it away here.
Well, the first 3 quarters tonight, we had no 3-and-outs for either side, and now we've had them in back-to-back possessions. One for SMU, now one for Navy. Mustangs will get it back. Robertson. Got Daniels going backwards. Well, Daniels back practicing with the team. Now the punt return squad. After a punt of 46, he lost 11. When we first got assigned this game, we were excited about coming to Big D. And how about the new branding of SMU football? You see the triple D on the shirt. We've seen that a lot on the helmet this year. And Andre, I know that really caught your eye earlier this season.
Yeah, it kind of embraces the entire city of Dallas, bringing them all together, and went to the mayor, got permission to put the pony in the middle, and got everybody feeling a part of what SMU is doing.
Yeah, really the logo of Dallas and trying to bring this community together once again in support of SMU football. It does feel like Rhett Lashley would be the guy to do that, as a former assistant here who's been at Auburn and Miami and all kinds of other places, understanding kind of what it takes, branding, identity, and bringing this program back.
It brings gets a lot of eyes in this area and a lot of big-time recruits here in the Dallas area, now recognizing what SMU is trying to do, feel a part of it. You see a lot of them walking around with that triple D on.
Wheaton, no gain on first down. Mordecai wants to throw it on second. Heavy pressure. He'll escape it, loft it deep, and it's caught in Navy territory. A big gainer for Rashee Rice. His third catch. He's now over 100 yards, and it was Goffney that brought it down, number 10 instead.
How about Mordecai avoiding the blitz and able to throw accurately down the field to Goffney, who has made some big plays tonight.
8th play of 20 yards or more for SMU. That one went for 44. And Wheaton straight ahead for 1.
You know, speaking of Big D and the branding behind SMU, Rhett Lashley thinks this school's a lot like Miami, in a big city, school enrollment around the same. And, you know, he spent some time at Miami. He was nominated for the Broyles Award when he was an assistant for the Hurricanes. So the big city, the school enrollment around the same, the tradition too. Think about this. This is a program that's won national championships, just like Miami did in the day.
Private schools, both are private schools.
It's also quick to point out the new facility coming.
Yeah.
$110 million. Decided that it would be bigger than Auburn's. Back of the end zone looking for Curley. And
pretty good coverage on the back end by Willie Collins, working against Curley. That just opens things up when you have Upshaw and Rice and Goffney, who had a big play down the field a couple plays ago, and then Curley comes back. He's healthy. Moochie Dixon. You don't know where you're going to be hit from with this passing game of SMU's.
Rashee Rice, 2 catches, 77 yards, top of the screen.
He's going to get a lot of attention. A lot of over the top help.
Set up the screen. Daniels stays alive. Daniels to the end zone. Oh, certainly an emotional moment for number 13 for SMU. Recently lost his father. Stepped away from the team for a brief period of time. Rhett Lashley said they welcomed him back with open arms. There is a penalty marker down.
Elias Henry misses that tackle, and Daniels makes him pay. He's like, hey, you're talking about all these other receivers. Hey, don't forget about me.
Second touchdown of the season for Daniels.
Heck of an effort by Roderick Daniels to get into the end zone there. Great balance.
Waiting on the call from our referee, Edwin Lee. Rhett Lashley, we're with you, Coach.
There's no foul on the play. The result of the play is a touchdown.
There you go. Daniels races in from 27 yards out. Sophomore out of Duncanville, Texas.
A great high school football program. Produces many, many D1 players every single year.
Rogers on for the PAT. And it's 40-20. Mustangs have doubled up Navy up to this point. How about the effort here, Andre? Roderick Daniels.
A little swing route, picks up a nice block, a missed tackle. The balance by Daniels, and 6 at the end.
Now Navy trailing SMU 40-20, 8:28 remaining. Back here in Highland Park on the hilltop, just north of downtown Dallas. Yeah, SMU in the midst of a 27-6 run. Midshipmen led it 14-13 early second half, and since then the Mustangs have come roaring back. The Navy fumble mixed in there, and Tanner Mordecai has been just about everywhere. Well, you heard the music there momentarily. Sports Center coming up next. Highlights from what's happening. What did happen with the Guardians, Yankees, Braves, Phillies. Jessica Mendoza will break it all down. Sal Powell searches for the answer of the Bills and the Chiefs. Best game ever. The rematch on the horizon. Then in Knoxville, the Game Day crew explains keys for the Vols on Rocky Top against Alabama. All that much more. John and Max on the ESPN and the app Sports Center as soon as we are done here at SMU.
One I'll be watching Sunday.
Chiefs Bills.
Chiefs Bills.
Mahomes, Josh Allen. I mean, it just gets extremely juicy after that game last year. Crazy lead changes late. Pass comes in low. They're going to rule it a reception for Umbarger. Gain of 5.
That's where Navy, they can mix in more of those. They get coverage playing off a little bit. Trying to read option and just throw a hitch out there for 6 yards.
Midshipmen will get Houston next week at home. Cougs getting a little bit of a breather after that comeback a week ago. Mark Walker, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 5. We all needed a breather after that game, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It was a great football game. All the way down to the last 18 seconds.
Do you have an upset for me tomorrow? Some of the big games out there, Oklahoma State, TCU, Clemson, Florida State. A lot of people think the Seminoles could find a way. You got Penn State, Michigan, Tennessee, Alabama. Lavatai keeps it. He's got enough for the first down. Needed 5. He'll gain 6.
Not ignoring your question. I'm thinking.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are tonight.
It wouldn't surprise me if Penn State beats Michigan.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Sean Clifford.
Yeah. I just don't know about this Michigan team yet.
Lavatai just went over 100 yards on the ground with that last carry.
And if Bryce Young doesn't play for Alabama tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee at home.
Well, it sounds like, based off the reporting of our colleague Pete Thamel, there's a grab, and Umbarger racing inside the 40. It sounds like all indications are Bryce Young will play. The question is, how healthy will he be? We'll take another look what Umbarger was able to do here.
Nice throw away from the defender. Manages to keep his knee off the turf and turn it into a 1st down.
Or did he?
Maybe taking a look at this to see if the knee touched.
Previous play is under review to see if the runner's knee was down.
7:06 remaining in this one. We'll take a look ourselves. Looking for possession with the knee touching the turf to stop the play there. And I don't think that we see that upon the initial glance.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And we stand corrected.
Completely down.
We had 19 yards after the catch. It's almost like a basketball play how he split the two defenders. And they'll bring it back on the Navy side of the field. I believe that's indisputable video evidence. The second look we saw, I think, provided that. And they'll have to go back and reset the chains. Penn State over Michigan, though. That one really grabs my attention. That's a big game for James Franklin, and
huge game.
Michigan went to the playoff last year. Ohio State figures to be the favorite in the Big Ten this season. And Michigan's right there. They fell a spot. AP poll after last weekend's tussle.
Yeah, this will be J.J. McCarthy, the young quarterback for Michigan. This will be his biggest test because the Penn State secondary and pass defense is one of the best in the country. They're going to bring that on the road.
Now look at the college football rankings. AP top 10. Penn State, Michigan 10 versus 5. Clemson 4th on the road at Florida State. Oklahoma State and TCU.
That could be an upset. I mean, I'd imagine Oklahoma State being ranked number 8. They would be the favorite in that game, but going on the road to TCU the way they're playing right now.
So instead of a 27-yard game, they will shift it back to just a 7-yard
receiver caught the ball
Oklahoma
with his
State
knee on the ground. It'll be 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
But it wouldn't surprise me if TCU took care of business at home.
Now this SMU team played TCU. Then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, 42-34, in front of a record crowd here at Ford Stadium. One of these reviews taking a significant period of time. It'll be 2nd and 2 after all of that. And the clock moving again now. Under 7 minutes to play. Fullback dive on 2nd and short across the 45. That's it. It'll be 3rd down. That was Fofana again. Well, the one thing we've learned, and I don't know that it's separation Saturday just yet, but there's going to be upsets. Like we're at that point in the season.
Yeah.
We've seen our fair share so
It's
far.
going to happen. Injuries are a part of that because at this point in the year, teams aren't as healthy, obviously, as they were when the season started.
On 3rd down, option pitch. That's a chain mover. And Terrell goes out of bounds in SMU territory, gain of 8.
Nice blocking out in front. Everybody pinches down with the fullback.
Timeout for an injury to an offensive player.
You have to respect it. Another Navy player down here.
Trey Cummings, the injured player. I tell you, another sneaky good game. NC State, Syracuse.
Yeah.
Syracuse is still undefeated. We saw them a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Garrett Schrader, you're a big fan of.
Really like him.
And NC State's got some quarterback injury problems with Devin Leary. It's a 3:30 kick tomorrow on ACC Network.
Yeah, he was in a sling at the end of that Florida State game. So on his throwing arm as well. So that looked a little dicey. That was a game that was interesting down the stretch for NC State, how they won that game with very little offense in the second half, but a ton of grit. But I think the Loud House will be popping. What do you think of that game tomorrow, Andre? Come on, I'm putting you on the spot. Let's go.
I'm going with Q's. Yeah, I'll take Q's in that game against NC State.
And a win there, they stay undefeated. They get Clemson on the road the following week. And all of a sudden that becomes almost a de facto Atlantic Division championship game. But Garrett Schrader.
The gate at 5-0, Syracuse, before the season started. And they managed to get there and stay there.
The State was fortunate. Jordan Travis threw the interception in the end zone when Florida State was in field goal range a week ago. Haywood off the left side inside the 30-yard line. Gain of 18 yards.
Just nice job out in front. Fofana doing everything tonight between the tough yards between the tackles, and then when they've asked him to get out in space and block, he's been able to provide it there as well.
Lavatai has over 100 yards on the ground. Haywood approaching that number. He's got 95. Lavatai with the keeper will add to that total after a gain of 4.
Keeping gains to a minimum. SMU keeping everything kind of in front of them. They played the option well tonight.
Well, you think about our conversation with Scott Simons and preventing those big gashing plays. Front and center on the agenda in this game.
Been able to do it for the better part of this game. You know, and surprisingly, the big gains have come in the passing game.
Nick Roberts with a tackle there.
But that's a product of what they do offensively, and they just keep you with the eye candy of the option. You start to get bored, you lock in, and then all of a sudden there's a receiver running behind you.
And Terrell picks up the first. Under 5 minutes to go. Navy taking its time here, trying to punch one in. Looking for some late Friday night magic. Lavatai back to the air. And Haywood never turned around. Coverage by Roberts near the goal line.
Pretty good coverage by Roberts. He's right in his hip pocket, smothering the receiver.
And SMU on the verge of ending this 3-game losing streak. A couple of close, tough losses. I mean, the schedule unkind with a road trip to Maryland and TCU, then at UCF, a game in which they led at halftime last week. 2nd and 10, fullback dive nets it. So Fofana trying to continue some of his good work.
Find pay dirt the way he did last week.
3 times.
Yeah, against
Navy.
Tulsa.
First of the half. 30 seconds.
We will see next week.
Yeah, but Temple Navy calls the timeout here. 3rd down and 8 coming up. So obviously in 4-down territory, trying to punch one in and needing a little bit of luck along the way, perhaps. Yeah, we'll have Tulsa Temple next week, and then we'll go out west and see BYU 2 weeks from tonight. Should be always a fun time in Provo.
Bam Bams.
Barbecue.
May not eat barbecue for 2 weeks just so I can go to town when I get there.
Cheese steaks on Andre next week.
That sounds good to me.
That sounds good to me as well.
It's almost a home game for Clark. He just takes the train on down and
I told him
cruises into town.
I'm actually jealous of him because this is one of the things I really enjoy doing is riding the train. You can get some work done. You can watch TV. And then the tick-tock of the train on the track.
Well, come on up, man.
Pretty good
Fly up to my house and we'll take the train together.
Take the train down.
I can tell you the last time I rode a train.
It's been a minute for me too. I need to do that. Like as soon as the season's over, I'm gonna take a trip.
Out of the timeout, here comes the reverse. Nathan Kent. Kent with a nifty move. Then driven down hard, short of the line to gain by Massey.
Nasty there. They broke this play last week, Nathan Kent, for a touchdown. And got to find a way to get this youngster more involved in this Navy offense. Because he's got some talent, he's got some speed. And when you can incorporate that into the option attack, you open things up a little bit more.
On 4th down, they'll run the option. Pitch is there, so is the first down. I was going to say Massey, a converted linebacker, now playing the nickel position. And he hit like one there after the first down by Rojas.
Well, they have gone through the depth chart at running back. All these slot backs have pretty much played tonight.
Well, it was Rojas last week that threw a touchdown pass to Lavatai. Now 1st down and goal. Logan Point over the left side will pick up a yard, and that's it.
Make sure they get this one in. No hurry here for Navy.
2nd and goal. And a timeout called. Rhett Lashley racing down near the 5. Saw something he did not like.
Their first of the half. 30 seconds.
And I mean, he was in a full sprint there at the end to make sure that play was stopped. Now Navy comes into this one at 2-1 in the league. SMU in search that first conference dub, on the verge of securing that. They're at the top, Cincinnati. And how about Tulane?
Tulane, 5-1.
Big win on the road at Kansas State.
Yeah. Another big win in overtime against the Cougs.
And Gus Malzahn's only loss was the game we called against Louisville. A comeback by Malik Cunningham late. So he's got things moving in the right direction in Orlando.
Amazing.
A lot of football left to be played.
A lot of football.
And this has been the league that has, last season crashed the college football playoff, reaching the New Year's 6 bowl games, 6 different occasions. Now 2nd and goal for Navy after the timeout by SMU. 15th play of the drive coming up for the midshipmen. And Logan Point trying to get to the edge, will be stopped short of that goal line by Wiley.
Get Logan Point in the end zone here. A couple of carries down here inside the 5. Yet to find the end zone this year.
Texas native, just a sophomore.
Score in his home state.
And then we mentioned 14 players from this Navy program, from this Dallas Metroplex area. And Point did cross the goal line there, and he's got the touchdown. 40-26. 2:31 to go. Navy with 2 timeouts remaining.
We will remember that for a long time. Look at blocking up front. Sealing things off is Connor McMahon.
Just pinballed in.
And Connor Mahone.
16 plays, 75 yards in just under 6 minutes. And Davies with the extra point. Make it 40-27. And an onside kick likely coming up for the midshipmen. Well, we saw a onside kick recovered last week. Trahan for Houston.
Things started.
Big moment. We will see what Ken Niumatalolo elects to do here at Ford Stadium with this one almost in the books. Maybe hanging on here. Needing of some late game magic.
Daniel Davies can pull this off.
Looking for the bounce on that 2nd or 3rd hop. SMU with a hands team on the field. And Davies just squibs it straight ahead. And I believe the Mustangs got it at midfield. Well, it bounced around there for a while. And Roderick Daniels, who scored a touchdown earlier tonight, just jumped on top of it.
Looked like it was going to be free for a while. They go right up the middle with it. And it's free. Daniels able to come up with
it. SMU gets it back right at midfield. Navy with 2 timeouts left, only 2:30 remaining on the clock.
I think it was actually Roberson who recovered the onside kick.
Friday night phenom Tanner Mordecai 339 yards through the air. How about a bonus 78 on the ground? Over 400 yards of total offense tonight. The SMU quarterback.
Checking all the boxes. Making sure he had our attention.
And he jumps on the ball there.
Become a Friday night phenom.
30 seconds.
I mean, just the couple of runs alone, pulling away from defenders.
3 20-yard touchdown passes or longer tonight, and a 20-yard rush for a score. All that coming in a single game. First quarterback in over 765 FBS starts this season to accomplish that. Well, his production has been sensational tonight.
Got it started to Goffney. And then all of a sudden he was loose on the secondary, and this is impressive. Guys with angles can't close in on Tanner Mordecai. Comes back again, find Jordan Curley for a big play and a touchdown. And it was Roderick Daniels with tremendous balance getting into the end zone for that, the third touchdown pass for Tanner Mordecai.
Jet sweep. And out of the timeout, Rice is quickly corralled. Navy will utilize another timeout here. It's last.
Yeah, it's nice to see Tanner Mordecai get his due and have an unbelievable night. And when you think about his journey at Oklahoma, he had a backup, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, and Spencer Rattler. So it's not like he wasn't this high-priced recruit, which he was. Just got backloaded at a position at Oklahoma that was just churning out Heisman finalist and Heisman Trophy winner one after another. So he's been a bright spot. And when his time's up here, they got a guy behind him in Preston Stone that everyone's going to be talking about. He's the highest recruit in SMU history. Everyone wanted this guy. He's a redshirt freshman. He's played sparingly this year, but he's the future of this program. Offers from Bama, Georgia, Michigan, LSU, Notre Dame, you name it. So Brett Lashley has a fine quarterback right now who's playing incredible football, and the future's bright at this position too.
Preston Stone, the highest rated recruit, along with R.J. Maryland. Both on this roster. Out of the timeout, 3rd down and long, and Navy's going to force a punt as Levine scampers ahead for a short gain to the 45.
Out of timeouts. Try to put another drive together. For SMU, you let it run all the way down. You think about spinning one yourself or get it snapped just inside of 5 seconds.
Certainly a handful of people still interested in what this final possession will look like in a 13-point game. Hassan back deep to receive this punt by Buchevsky. And a bounce on the goal line into the end zone. Well, SMU schedule becomes a little more interesting coming up. How about Cincinnati coming here to Big D? A road trip to Tulsa, Houston at USF, and at Tulane in Memphis to close things down.
It's no easy finish to their season whatsoever.
How about the job Luke Fickell has done in the Queen City? Just Bearcats will not go away after reaching the college football playoff a year ago. All the draft picks into the NFL. Ranked in the top 25 once again.
I think a lot of people thought Cincinnati, with all the senior-laden team, would slip a little bit this year. So fast. They're right there.
Logan Point checks back in. Lavatai out of the shotgun. And from the 20. They'll send this one deep as a man, and it is incomplete. Oh, it was Kent. He was open, and he probably would have scored.
He's got tremendous speed. That's about as well as Ty Lavatai could throw a ball. I mean, it's right on him. And that's when you gotta have that catch.
Long touchdown run a week ago. Could have been another Touchdown there through the air. 1:16 remaining. Navy out of timeouts. Lavatai will step up and now run. And shuffles out short of the 30.
Stop the clock for Navy. Don't see him in this look much. Shotgun formation.
3rd down and 2. Now the bulk of the action tonight coming in the early stages of the 3rd quarter. Just tuning in, Navy once led by a point at 14-13, and then SMU just put the foot on the gas. 27-6 scoring barrage. Lavatai will pick up the 1st down.
Or a drive in there where they had a 2-play touchdown drive that really ignited this SMU team. And a turnover, a fumble.
Lavatai will clock the football. Here comes a penalty flag. We'll know that he cleanly clocked it the first time and then came back up and did it again.
To look at this to see what exactly happened.
I mean, that looks like a fumble and then an incompletion. He never had complete control trying to execute the downward motion with that pass.
Intentional grounding, number 1. The ball hit the ground, then he picked it up and intentionally spiked it. That's loss of down to the spot of the foul. Be 2nd down. The clock will start on my signal. 2nd down, right?
I believe so. Edwin Lee?
Yes.
I've never seen the attempted clocking of the football come up a little bit short. That pass in the flats comes up short to Terrell.
Trying to do things a little too fast. First things first.
Now SMU on the verge of evening its record up at 3-3. Also 1-1 in the AAC. 3-game losing streak will come to an end after a 2-0 start. Mentioned Cincinnati in town next week. Lavatai buys some time. Open for a moment was Haywood.
He's thrown accurately. He just makes some tough plays. Help out the quarterback a little bit.
4th down coming up. Midshipmen 4 of 6 on 4th down tonight. They have converted their last 4 straight. Exciting game last year between these two. It was 31-24. SMU
heck of a
comeback
game.
fashion.
Yeah.
Different twists and turns tonight.
Your 2nd and a half.
And the Mustangs will call a timeout to talk things over. Well, Haywood and Kent arguably had big plays available on this drive. Kendi Montalolo is going to have to go back to the drawing board after this one tonight. Regroup for a stretch run at the end of the season. Now halfway through.
At home next week against the Cougs, who we saw last week in Memphis.
Mustangs getting it done on offense, protecting the football. Production was there tonight. I thought Rhett Lashley was introspective in our conversations this week, and one of the things we asked him, what have you learned now taking over this job as the head man as opposed to being an assistant for so many years in college football? And he said, well, the job gets a little bit different when the season starts. I've learned to take my time making big decisions and small ones. On 4th down, Lavatai's got the first and into SMU territory. That is Rojas with the grab. Wailoa Rojas picks up the first. Drive continues. Clock ticking down. This time, Lavatai, the successful clocking of the ball.
Play every minute of every game. You're going to get their best every single week. That's what their head coach is all about.
Said we played hard this year. Felt like they turned the corner after Tulsa. Massive numbers. Deep ball's incomplete. Lavatai was trying to spot Umbarger deep down the field. 35 seconds remaining, 3rd and 10.
Like Umbarger pulled up a little bit. Didn't think he was going to get it, and all of a sudden he saw the ball in the air.
Four grabs for 43 yards and a score for number 87 for Navy tonight. Lavatai now 7 of 19 through the air. Going to throw it again against the grain. Pass is caught inside the 20. Walker carrying a defender. It'll be 1st and 10, and here comes Navy with a late push.
Walker's a good-looking athlete at 6'2", 203, out of New Jersey.
Well, they don't build all those buildings out in the middle of the desert for no reason. This game a bit higher scoring than many would have anticipated, but certainly around what many thought it would be near the end.
Pulls coverage to the left, and then that opens up a nice window back to Walker. Wondering if we see more of this out of Navy going forward. Actually looked pretty good in the shotgun.
And Ty Lavatai has actually established a new career high with passing attempts. Now 8 of 22 after that incompletion, looking for Umbarger again.
This is kind of what Ty Lavatai did in high school. Version of the spread, threw it around a little bit. To this approach.
3rd and 10, 19 seconds remaining. What do you like?
Go back to Walker. That looked pretty good. Single receiver going away from him, and then that just opened up a big lane for him.
This is 8th catch of the season. That one went for 30. Again from the 18 for Navy. Lavatai has a man open inside the 5, driven down just a yard short of the goal line. Umbarger again. Clock stops for a moment to move the sticks. Lavatai, 12 seconds remaining, has it 2nd and goal now.
He's throwing it around nicely. Stats won't bear that, but he's had a few drops in the game. Impressive drive here.
2nd and goal. No quit in this team. That's the one thing you certainly have to admire. Lavatai back under center. Going to race towards the end zone for the touchdown.
Onside kick coming.
You would assume so. 9 seconds remaining. A 1-yard rushing score for Ty Lavatai.
It's a good push. Waiting just a tad second to let the offensive line engage and get some nice push and cap off a nice drive.
Navy will take some of this offensive momentum into next week.
Give the Cougars something else to have to work on.
Extra point was good. There is a penalty flag down at the 4, which has been a consistent theme this evening.
Offside, number 41, defense. That penalty decline, the try is good.
So here comes another onside kick. And for Rhett Lashley, hey, you want to be a head coach? These are the kinds of games you have to go through. Find a way to close the door.
Got time on the clock, got to play.
So they already tried the trickeration on the onside kick with a little squib straight ahead. Very lightly touched, hit by Davies. Try that again, or do you have another approach perhaps?
We're almost successful with that. We go back to it again, right up the middle.
Davies with a similar stance.
Look at it, the way SMU's formation, that's where the least amount of people are. It's right in the middle.
Everybody shifts more towards the middle of the field. Same play. And the ball didn't even travel 10 yards. SMU able to jump on it. It was TJ McDaniel, and that'll do it. Now SMU will record its first AAC victory of the season. Navy's comeback attempt falls short, and the midshipmen fall to 2-2 in the league as well.
Fine effort by both teams. SMU just had a little more in the second half of this one.
(40-34) will be our final score, and SMU finds a way. It was not easy. The Mustangs improved to 3-3 on the year at the halfway point. Well, over 950 yards of total offense. 40-34 once again, the final number. For Andre Ware and Paul Carcaterra, I'm Roy Philpott saying good night and thank you for watching. So long from Dallas Sports Center. Headed your way right now.
Indeed it is.